sports.
We are Black. We are Wisconsin.
Lorenzo Kane with a home run. Bernie hits the slide, and the Brewers lead 1-0 in the third. Hader deals, and down he goes. A strikeout for Hader. Yelich hammers one. Deep left field. Way back. A road trip begins tonight in Miami, the former home of Christian Yelich, a first-time All-Star. Lorenzo Kane, an All-Star for the second time. His first appearance since 2015, and a first-timer in Josh Hader. Headline makers, the Milwaukee Brewers. They start this road trip in Miami at Marlins Park with the best record in the National League. It's the Brewers and the Marlins, the first of three on Fox Sports Wisconsin. And hi, everybody, we welcome you from Miami. It is hot, it is baseball weather, and the Brewers got great news with some of their all-star selections. Brian Anderson here with Bill Schroeder. We'll hear from Sophia Minnaert in just a moment. Jesus Aguilar is the big story right now, trying to get him in. But the three that have made it, Kane and Yelich and Josh Hader, certainly worthy rock, and what you would expect with a team that's had this kind of half.
Yeah, no surprise with those three guys. And the Brewers pick up Kane and Yelich in the offseason. And they give you everything that you would expect and more. You get the run production, you get speed, you get solid defense. The stolen bases are there, and both of these guys have been terrific. The Brewers have the best record in the National League, in large part because these two guys have been very consistent, throughout this season. Yelich has been terrific in the outfield, any position that he plays, and the guy that is the talk of the town all season long, Josh Hader, with the big numbers, the big fastball, probably the best reliever in all of baseball, and he's going to be in his first All-Star game. Great news for the Brewers. Three guys in the All-Star game. It could be more.
Could be four, maybe two of the biggest snubs. Jeremy Jeffress and, of course, Jesus Aguilar, who is putting together MVP-type numbers. More on that with Sophia after this. Milwaukee Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Hupy and Abraham. Voted best, rated best. Hupy and Abraham. Tell them you mean business. By Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
road trip of the season, and a look at Jesus Aguilar. After 2 home runs yesterday in the series finale against the Braves, he is sitting among the top of National League leaders in home runs with 22. Good evening, everyone. Sophia Minard here at Marlins Park. And for the Brewers, the message is clear, and that is we believe in Jesus. This team, this organization, believes that Jesus Aguilar should be in the final vote for the All-Star game. He is one of 5 final candidates. Fans have been voting all day long, and certainly we encourage you to continue voting for Jesus Aguilar. And the team has created their All-Star push here for Jesus Aguilar, going to brewers.com/vote. This was the scene earlier this morning in Milwaukee at Anodyne Coffee Shop. Jesus Aguilar has been doing his part with the media tour, appearing on MLB Network and radio shows as well. And his Brewers teammates are getting behind the cause. There's a look at All-Star Christian Yelich. These guys believe that their teammate belongs in the All-Star game in Washington, D.C. And for manager Craig Counsell, he's not just an All-Star, but he could be an MVP candidate with the production that he's given this team.
Just looking at where he's sitting in the league with all these, home runs and RBIs and, weighted on base and, the just all these numbers. So he's been very productive. He's just been so productive that, he's been productive as any hitter in the National League. So it's really a reflection of those. And obviously when you're that productive, you've done your share of carrying the load, and at times you've done it all yourself.
Jesus Aguilar has done his share of carrying the load for the Brewers offense. Chase Anderson takes the load on the mound now as the Brewers start a 3-game set against the Marlins. First pitch coming up next.
Wins on the year, keeping pace ahead of the Chicago Cubs. And the Brewers ready to start a road trip that will take them to the All-Star break. Great to have you with us, everyone. Brian Anderson, Bill Schroeder, Sophia Minard. Tonight's game being produced by Dan Keener, directed by Renardo Lowe. Craig Counsell and the Brewers start an 8-game road trip. 3 here in Miami. There'll be 5 in 4 days in Pittsburgh. That'll take us up to the All-Star break. And Craig Counsell with 3 All-Stars this season. He is hoping that becomes 4, maybe even 5. And here is his batting order. It is courtesy of Potawatomi. Eric Dames in the leadoff spot. Lorenzo Cain, second day back from the DL, hits second. Christian Yelich hits third. And then in the middle, it's Aguilar, Shaw, Brad Miller. Bottom of the order is Perez, Nottingham, and Chase Anderson. Manny Pena going on the disabled list. Nottingham gets the start. Jose Urena on the mound for the Miami Marlins. He has good stuff. He has not found much success here in his home ballpark, though, Rock, but he is a guy to be reckoned with when he's on his game.
Yeah, 2-9, really doesn't deserve it. It's been run support for Urania at 418 earned run average, start number 18, and this is his second start since coming off the disabled list, a right shoulder impingement. His last time out, very good against the Tampa Bay Rays.
First trip for the Brewers here to Miami in 2 years. They did not come here last year. Remember, the hurricane that came through forced that series that was supposed to be in Miami to Milwaukee a season ago. So it's great to be back here at Marlins Park, a beautiful venue. It has hosted an all-star game as they are in a complete rebuild from the top down. Change of ownership. Derek Jeter now running this ball club as their top executive, and they are trying to build the pieces from the farm system. Got an excellent manager in Don Mattingly, great former Yankee, had success with the Dodgers. 2-2 the count to Thames, and a wave and a miss. Down he goes, and that's how the night begins. Urania with a strikeout of Eric Thames for out number 1.
Yeah, check out the Marlins defense. They've been pretty good defensively. Got Cooper, Maben, and Anderson in the outfield. Prado, Riddle, Castro, and Bohr from third to first. And got Holiday behind home plate. JT Realmuto not with the ball club, their all-star catcher.
Now Realmuto on paternity leave, as you see the 4-man umpiring crew led by the crew chief Brian Gorman. Now the Brewers catch a break without Realmuto in the lineup. He's going to miss this entire series, away from the team to be there for the birth of his child, and the Brewers will take that. He is a real force, Realmuto, one of their best players, and of course an all-star this season. Brian Holiday gets the call behind the plate. Lorenzo Cain with one away, settling into the 2 spot in the batting order. Council not really wanting to shake up what's been going on offensively, with Thames hitting leadoff. So Lorenzo Cain batting second today for just the second time. Cain has been the most oft-used leadoff hitter, just coming off a disabled list stint, out with a groin injury. And I think the Brewers were very cautious, maybe overly cautious with Lorenzo Cain, and he says he's ready to go. He'll get a week's worth of play. He'll get 8 games and then the all-star break. It'll be a good test for him here this week.
Yeah, he missed 12 games, and the Brewers were 8-4 in that stretch. So, Craig Counsell, David Stearns figuring make sure he's 100% before he comes back. So the guys filling in did a really good job.
Urania with a 1-2 count. Cain to the right side for Bohr, and he'll hit the pitcher covering in time for the out. 2-minute gone.
Let's check out our Pizza Ranch for the win. It's been a good run for Chase Anderson. He's 1-0 in his last 3 starts. He's only allowed 3 runs, 17 and a third innings. That's a 156 earned run average. The Marlins have only hit 75 home runs. That's the fewest in the National League. Only the Royals have hit fewer. They've hit 70. And we talk about Urania and his home problems. He's 0-7 in 11 starts here at Marlins Park with a 388 earned run average. I mean, he's throwing well, but he has not won yet here at home.
Well, a familiar face digging in for the Brewers now, and Christian Yelich got a nice hand from those who are here at Marlins Park. Now, Yelich turned himself into a star here with the Miami Marlins, a Gold Glove performer, but never an all-star, even though he pushed to that level on a few occasions. First time all-star as a Milwaukee Brewer, Christian Yelich. What a milestone for him to be able to represent the Brewers in the Midsummer Classic. No balls and a strike, and Yelich fouls it back. It's 0-2.
Yeah, best record in the National League for the Brewers with 3 All-Stars, and they're hoping to have the guy that's sitting in the on-deck circle, win the final vote. Jeremy Jeffress should probably be in the game as well.
Yeah, how about 3 All-Stars and 2 serious snubs?
Yeah, big time.
And that gives you an idea how good the season is going with the Brewers this year. And there are, throughout the history of the franchise, a lot of years you're kind of wondering who's going to be the lone all-star to make the team. But this is a good team. This is a contending ball club. It is going to be very interesting from now until the trade deadline to see what, if any, moves are made for the Brewers via the trade route.
Phone lines are burning up for David Stearns, I would imagine, incoming and outgoing.
John Paul Morosi of MLB.com stoked those flames today with an article that he believes the Brewers have the inside track, maybe the most suitable destination for Manny Machado. Boy, did that get Brewers fans fired up. Here's Yelich going the other way. That's a base hit. Just slaps one through the hole between third and short. And it's a 2-out single, and Yelich is aboard against his old mates.
And that's what he's been doing. I mean, hitting it where it's pitched. I mean, seems like he's always on base. That's that tailing fastball that Urinia has. And not so much of a sinker, but it's got some tail to it as it gets to home plate. Left-handed hitters, you try and pull that, it's an easy ground ball out.
There were years for the Brewers, they would come to Miami, whether it be at the old stadium, which is now the permanent football stadium, or here at Marlins Park, where they would struggle because of the lack of the home run ball. It's a pitcher-friendly park. Brewers have a much different lineup. Even though they hit a lot of home runs, they have players like Kane and Yelich and Jesus Aguilar, guys who will go the other way and can chip away as an offense. Not just a power hitter, Jesus Aguilar. He does lead the league in homers. He's tied with Nolan Arenado in that category with 22, third in RBIs. It's tough to hit with that kind of production and maintain the high batting average. But the fact that Aguilar is an accomplished hitter, not just a power hitter, he's been able to keep it above 300 most of the year, and he leads the National League in OPS starting play today, combining on-base percentage and slugging percentage.
And one of the best two-strike hitters in all of baseball. Had 2 home runs yesterday, both coming with 2 strikes.
52 runs batted in since May 13th, which leads all of Major League Baseball. First 3 weeks of the season didn't have a homer or an RBI. That makes it even more special what he's been able to do, and he sends that one into left field. That's going to be playable for Garrett Cooper, the former Brewer, and that will retire the side. Chase Anderson's turn in the rotation tonight. He gets the Marlins in Game 1. Coming up against Chase Anderson, Don Mattingly, Donnie Ballgame, the skipper of the Miami Marlins, starting year number 3, had a successful run, number of playoff appearances with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And his batting order looks like this today. It's courtesy of Potawatomi, some familiar names in there. Starlin Castro, the former Cub, at second base. My namesake, Brian Anderson, in right field. Justin Boers at first. In the middle goes Martin Prado, JT Riddle, and Garrett Cooper. Cameron Maben, Brian Holiday, and Jose Urena round out the starting 9 for the Fish.
And Chase Anderson is on a pretty good roll as of late. Last 3 starts have been terrific.
First ball swinging. Castro into deep left center field, and it's going to hit at the base of the wall. That'll be a leadoff double for Starlin Castro, who is swinging a red-hot bat right now for the Marlins.
First pitch of the night for Chase Anderson ends up rattling off the wall. His location has been very good. It was on the edge, but up, giving Castro an opportunity to barrel it up right off the base of the fence. There's a lot of room in this outfield, so Lorenzo Cain is going to earn his money in the next 3 days.
That is a home run in a lot of ballparks in the big leagues. So it is a leadoff double on the first pitch of the game, and here is Brian Anderson, who is putting together a Rookie of the Year type season. He has been a great find for the Marlins this year. Coming out of the University of Arkansas, a Razorback, hitting .282 with 6 home runs, 44 driven in for Anderson.
And has done a very good job in the outfield. He's got 5 outfield assists, pretty good throwing arm. Not a lot of power with this Marlins ball club. 75 home runs is all. Last in the National League, but you got to make your pitches. I think this ballpark has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Runner at second to start it against Chase, and Anderson fouls it away. Got an Anderson on Anderson matchup here. I'm feeling right at home tonight, partner. What a great name.
Yeah.
Brian Anderson. I think everybody should be named that, and almost everybody is, apparently.
Is he a BA?
I wonder if he's a BA. Most of us are. Good block back there by Nottingham. That's part of the story today, by the way, is Jacob Nottingham getting the start here tonight in Miami. Just called up from AAA Colorado Springs. Manny Piña's out. That's a big loss for the Brewers. He's going to be until after the All-Star break for sure. Maybe a little bit longer than that with that strain in the bicep.
Yeah, it happened on Saturday, his second at bat. Able to finish the game.
Anderson into right field. Thames is there to make the catch. Castro is going to tag. Now he'll stop. And a bad read by Castro keeps him at second base.
Yep, you got to tag up. Let's check out the Brewers defense. You got Yelich, Cain, and Thames in the outfield. Travis Shaw, Hernan Perez gets a start at shortstop here tonight. So Perez at short, Miller, Aguilar on the right side, and we just talked about Jacob Nottingham getting the start. It's going to be Nottingham and Kratz the rest of the way in the first half.
Great opportunity for the young catcher, former football player at Arizona. And now starting to settle in as a big-time prospect. One gone, runner at second base for Justin Bour. Did you see what the Marlins did yesterday, partner? They erupted for a season-high 22 hits. The first 20 of those hits against the Washington Nationals were singles.
Amazing, isn't it?
20 consecutive singles. The last 2 hits were doubles. They beat the Nationals 10-2 and exercised a major demon. They had not beaten Washington in 14 tries until that win yesterday.
And one of those losses, they were ahead 9-0. Washington able to come back and beat them in that game, but check that out. 20 singles, that's hard to do.
They scored 10 runs and they left 17 on base in yesterday's game.
So we're talking about, power, an issue for these guys.
They lost a ton of offense there. All-star outfield of Yelich, Marcell Ozuna, and Giancarlo Stanton. Of course, Yelich here with the Brewers. Ozuna now with the Cardinals. Stanton is in the final vote as well with the New York Yankees. They lost a total between those 3 alone of 42 homers and 134 runs batted in. A complete reboot here in Miami on many fronts. Bour bounces one to short, and Bour is retired. On the play, Castro moves to third base. Out number 2 in the inning for Chase Anderson. Former Braves manager Freddie Gonzalez mans third. Those are the missing pieces. Stanton, Yelich, and Ozuna, the starting outfield here in Miami last year. And then, of course, D. Gordon, who is lighting it up with the Seattle Mariners, the surprising Mariners. And that is the man who is in charge of the reboot here with the Miami Marlins, Chief Executive Officer, Hall of Fame, future Hall of Famer Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
And principal owner Bruce Sherman.
He knows a little bit about how to play this game the right way. One of the best.
Well, and by all accounts, he is extremely active, not just on the baseball side of things, which you thought he might be. You know, this is not a Magic Johnson situation with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Johnson, one of the figureheads, but not so active in the day-to-day. Jeter is not that. He is extremely active in all the business operations, final decisions coming through him on that side of it, and of course on the baseball side of things as well. Prado fouls one away. That'll keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes. Probably most importantly for the Marlins, their minor league system undergoing a complete overhaul this offseason. They brought 27 players into what was considered the worst minor league system in all of baseball. A number of those players coming from Milwaukee, of course, including Lewis Brinson, who is on the disabled list right now. Brinson's been with the big league club, former top prospect for the Brewers.
And Brinson had a terrific series against the Brewers at Miller Park early in the year. Had a 2-home-run game.
Brinson has a hip injury. 1-2 pitch. Prado. Did he go? They will check. He did not.
Boy, numbers for Martin Prado way down. I mean, he's a better hitter than that. 217.
Did have 4 hits yesterday. He'd been out with a hamstring injury. Returned this past Thursday, starting their series with the Washington Nationals. So he's just getting back into the mix now. And you're hoping that bat is rusty. A swing and a miss. Anderson with a strikeout to end the inning. And Chase strands a runner at third to start it out. Works around a leadoff double by Castro. Josh Hader, maybe Jesus Aguilar. It's the All-Star Game, July 17th. It's only on Fox, or you can stream it live on the Fox Sports app from our nation's capital this year, Washington, D.C. MLB All-Star Game 2018. That'll be fun to watch. Next week, here's Travis Shaw starting it for the Brewers. It'll be Shaw, Brad Miller, and Hernan Perez.
The Brewers have a lot of work to do before that All-Star break. 8 games, including tonight.
8 games in 7 days. That includes a doubleheader on Saturday in Pittsburgh. Brewers will be calling up a pitcher for that particular game. We're calling up a 26-man, probably more accurately stated. But there is plans to add to the starting rotation this week. Pieces starting to come together for the Brewers, just as Ryan Braun and Manny Pena go on the disabled list. The Brewers' depth has been impressive, and that has kept them in this position. It's not about the 25-man roster. It is, I wouldn't even say about the 40-man roster. There's been some additions off that 40-man as well that have contributed.
Yeah, and that's good for morale down in the minor leagues. I mean, you know, guys down in AAA, they figure that, you know, everybody has an opportunity to get up to the major leagues. Even if it's for a day, it's better than nothing.
AAA Colorado Springs on their All-Star break right now. So they'll have a bit of a reset as Shaw rolls over 1 to first. And there is out number 1. Here's Brad Miller now. Miller getting the call at second base. By the way, that clock is ticking. You have until 3 o'clock tomorrow. I'll check it Wednesday. So you got the rest of the day today, all day tomorrow, and then till 3 o'clock on Wednesday to vote for Jesus, the final vote.
Got to get out there. I voted for him the entire plane ride last night.
Nice.
Got on the internet. That was 2.5 hours worth.
I mean, and a man with the size of thumbs that you have, that's not an easy task either. I mean, there's a lot of work involved in that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Jesus needs our help. He should be on the team, you know, just by the sheer numbers alone. But hey, and Milwaukee has always done well in that final vote.
Well, I remember Corey Hart making it in.
Jenkins.
Jeff Jenkins, that's the one that I think kind of sent shockwaves. So Jesus has good history on his side, but we encourage you to vote as often as you can. And if everybody in the sound of our voice tonight will vote, then he'll be there. Nice play out at shortstop by JT Riddle's going to take a hit away from Brad Miller. And there is out number 2.
We talked about the defense for the Marlins. It's been very good. Riddle making a nice play, going down, spins around, and a good throw to get Miller at first base. Good solid defensive play by Riddle.
So 2 men are out, a couple of outs on the ground. And when Urena is right, you'll see a lot of ground ball outs. He's got a power sinker. Hernan Perez, he gets the start at the shortstop position, which is nothing new for him in his career register. He came up as a shortstop in the Tigers organization, has not played there a lot in his days with Milwaukee.
Craig Counsell playing the hot hand. Perez swinging a bat extremely well, so he stays in the lineup tonight.
This is his 3rd start at short. Brewers have had 6 different players start at the shortstop position. That's more than any manager would like, but the struggles of Orlando Arcia has turned this into a bit of a revolving door. That's why they are hopeful that Arcia can come back, get his swing worked out, get some of the mechanics cleaned up down in AAA, and get back to the big leagues, because he is a defensive presence, Arcia, that is a game changer, especially in a pennant race or going into the postseason.
And he'll make plays out there at shortstop that no other Brewer shortstop can make. But it could be an extended stay down in the minor leagues for Arcia until he starts figuring out what's going on with the bat.
2-2 the count on Perez. He got him. Urena with a strikeout to end it. His second K. It's a 3-up, 3-down second inning. We go to the bottom of the second. Marlins coming up.
with the Marlins. He was, of course, acquired by the Brewers in January in that 4-player trade. And for Christian Yelich, it was a terrific time, he said, here in Miami. He said he looks fondly back on his 5 years here with the Marlins. He was drafted by this organization in 2010, made his debut in 2013. And so he said, you come here, you see so many familiar faces. You're reminded of all those memories coming up, making your debut, your time as a rookie. He did acknowledge there were a lot of ups and downs here in Miami, but he said it's the people, you know, that you look forward coming back and seeing here. So Craig Counsell says coming back here as an all-star is obviously special, and he should feel really proud of the time that he had here in Miami.
Yeah, he certainly, if they are going to flip this organization, he'll be a part of that because of his talents. He was able to garner a lot of prospects, 4 big ones from the Milwaukee Brewers. That stung the Brewers. They're glad to have Yelich, but it did not come without a price with so much talent coming this way. And Yelich can be proud about that. He called on a lot of big prospects. They don't just give away prospects for average players.
Yeah, big name there, Lewis Brinson, but I think the Brewers would take that deal any day, especially a team like the Brewers that are trying to get into the postseason. You get a proven, consistent player in the outfield.
Speaking of former Brewers, here is Garrett Cooper, who has found a home here with the Marlins. You might remember Cooper was tearing up the Pacific Coast League last year. Was an all-star. And then the Brewers traded him to the Yankees. Yankees were in a search for a first baseman, had a revolving door going at first base last season while they were waiting Greg Bird to return, and Cooper was part of that deal. And then was let go at the end of the season, not re-signed by the Yankees. Signed here with the Miami Marlins, and he has spent most of the year on the disabled list. The 27-year-old Californian. He got hit by a pitch the second game of the year. There's a bouncing ball. Right there is Perez out of his glove for the out. The throw to first is in time.
Very nice.
Hernan Perez, he's a shortstop by trade. A slick play and 2 outs with 1 swing of the bat off the bat of Garrett Cooper.
Yeah, believe it or not, they work on that in batting practice, you know, before the game. Guys hit ground balls. They practice that flip out of the glove to turn a double play. Well done with that shortstop's glove for Perez, and yeah, Brad Miller able to do the rest.
Beautiful play and a 6-4-3 double play. Wipes out the lead single by JT Riddle. And 2 away for Cameron Maben.
And both hits given up by Chase Anderson. First pitches of the inning. Got to be more careful as the game goes on.
This is now the 5th start in a row that Anderson has pitched a scoreless first inning. Before this streak began of first inning success, his earned run average was close to 9 in the first inning. But he seems to have righted that ship. He did say that he adjusted his pregame routine a little bit, and he's come into games more prepared for the fight, as he says. Not that you're trying to ease your way in, but big league hitters, they're still going to look at those first inning numbers and feel like they can get to Anderson. He has been much better at that. That's right off his foot, right to Shaw, and no chance to get the speedy Maben. That'll be an infield hit for Cameron Maben with 2 outs.
Yeah, a lot of times, particularly with a control pitcher, I mean, before they're able to get the ball down, put it on the corners, and got that changeup working, you know, hitters could take advantage. That's a curveball that stayed up in the zone. Maben really can fly down the line, and he beats it easily on the throw from Shaw. But, you know, until you really get that, you know, command going, I mean, first innings are normally when you get to control pitchers.
Second hit of the inning, 3rd hit of the game. It's a 2-out base runner for Brian Holliday, the Marlins catcher.
This guy struggled with the bat, but he can throw. He's a good defensive catcher. You don't run on this guy.
Could be an important facet of this game, the fact the Brewers lead the National League in steals. It is a big part of their offense, especially now that Kane is back. There goes Maben, and Nottingham can't get the handle. That'll be a stolen base for Cameron Maben. Running on the rookie.
And Brewers lead the league in stolen bases. The Marlins dead last. There's a stolen base right there. Not sure if Nottingham had a chance to throw him out, but we'll never know. He couldn't get the handle.
He did have a big jump, didn't he? Fourth steal of the year for Maven. He's in scoring position for Holiday. And a big spinning curveball in there for a strike.
Is this great baseball weather or what?
Easy to get loose.
Hot, humid, perfect.
You had a nice little lather working up in the open even. I mean, you were game ready today.
Hey, it's good to play in this, not to talk in it. Maybe tomorrow's shorts, huh? Nobody would know.
What do you got on the roof being open?
Trying
They've
to
done that a lot this year.
Trying to save a few bucks, maybe. I bet it costs a bundle to cool this place
I
off.
think you're right.
They are in a cost savings mode here in Miami.
This is the 19th game where the roof is open. If you're wondering, the Marlins are 9-9. So that would be an advantage based on their season schedule to have the roof open. But I think there was sentiment with some of the fans, some of the season ticket holders who were here that want to play it in the natural elements. And there is some cloud cover tonight. It's a beautiful night for baseball. Yeah, Holiday draws the walk. Got the pitcher coming up. Anderson was going to make him swing at his pitch. He didn't bite, and now he'll try to get out of this inning facing Jose Urena. I like this ballpark. I've always been a fan of it. I think it has great appeal, and it fits perfectly with the Miami theme. I mean, there are bright colors. There's the fish tank behind home plate. I don't know about that sculpture out there. I've never been a real fan of that. I'm not sure how long that's going to last in the Jeter era. But I dig the fish tank behind home plate.
Tank.
I mean, it's an original.
And yet the glass is very thick, so
Yeah.
foul balls aren't going to break it, and fish going to splatter all over the warning track.
It's very graphic, Rock.
I'm sure there's folks out there that wonder. Yeah, maybe you have fish tanks. Foul ball hits your fish tank, and bye-bye fish.
That's a bulletproof glass, we're told. So the fishies are safe.
Yeah, that's important to point out.
Anderson facing his mound opponent, Urena, with 2 on, 2 out. And now Nottingham is on his way to the mound.
Well, this is the guy they want, certainly. I mean, you got the pitcher up with a couple of men on, 2 outs. And Chase is falling behind 2-0. Urena with 1 hit on the season. It's a double.
It has given him a batting average of 38. That 1 hit. He should get one he could handle right here. 2 on, 2 outs, and a wave and a miss. There is some extreme bucket foot stepping right there from Urena. Clearing the hips, Rock.
Trying to get the head out. Watch the front foot.
Wow, trying to bunt for a hit. And that will retire the side. Okay, a bunt with 2 outs to end the inning. There they are. Hello, little fishy.
They're safe.
You're safe in there. Don't worry about it.
Christian Yelich, and I believe in Jesus.
I'm Lorenzo Cain. I believe in Jesus.
I'm Ryan Braun, and I believe in Jesus.
Soy Hernán Pérez. Yo creo en Jesús.
I'm Josh Hader, and I believe in Jesus.
I'm Jeremy Jeffers, and I believe in Jesus.
I'm Jesus Aguilar. I approve this message.
You know what's interesting about this campaign? It might make him a bigger name across baseball because of the snub.
Yeah.
There are more people talking about Jesus Aguilar that he didn't make it than they would have had he been in. And he is a name worth knowing right now.
Yeah.
And if you don't know the name of Jesus Aguilar, Brewers fans certainly do, but if you're new to it all, he has had a great season, not just an all-star season, but he is producing like an MVP. Just look at the numbers across the board.
Yeah, and if you go by sheer numbers, I mean, there's no contest. You know, normally the final fan vote in both leagues, I mean, they're pretty close, all 5 guys, but this is not even close. I mean, Jesus should already be in the All-Star game, and we're counting on you to vote him in. Need your help.
Aguilar flew out to left field his first time up. Here we go to the 3rd inning in a scoreless game. Brewers have 1 hit. That was off the bat of Yelich in the first, a single. Jacob Nottingham will lead off. This will be an interesting guy to watch this week. Young catcher starting to emerge once again. He had bounced from the Astros to the A's, and then the Brewers got him in the Chris Davis deal. And then his prospect status rock kind of stalled for a little bit. Had some injuries he dealt with. But apparently, in talking to David Stearns before the game, the Brewers general manager, he is back on track. He has been a nice hit in the minor leagues.
Yep, starting to swing the bat much better and has worked really hard on his defense.
Slow roll to short. Riddle will make the play for the first out of the inning.
Has become a very good game caller, blocking pitches. Hey, it's the Brew Crew against the Blue Crew when the Dodgers come to town for a 3-game weekend series, Friday, July 20th through Sunday the 22nd. Check out the complete schedule. That features a strap-back hat giveaway on Friday and a Ryan Braun starting lineup figurine giveaway on Sunday at Brewers.com. Boy, that's a lot. That's testing.
A lot to give away, or a lot on the
both
on the analyst?
A lot of run-on sentence right there.
I thought you handled it like a champ, Rock.
Wow,
it's impressive.
Yeah, almost ran out of breath.
Chase Anderson at the plate with 1 away. Little tapper back to the mound. And there are 2 quick outs for Urena.
He has thrown the baseball well here at home, but as we talked about, 0-7 in 11 home starts for this guy. Earned run average under 4. Just has not had a lot of run support. Almost no run support. They're averaging 1.7 runs per 9 innings with him on the mound here at home.
He's the guy. There's usually one, right, that doesn't get much run support, and he is the one for the Marlins this season.
Yeah.
Now the Brewers know, because the Marlins do have an excellent bullpen, a number of those relievers are going to be pitching elsewhere here shortly, but for right now, they have a formidable pen from the 9th inning on, and this is a team that if you hang around, let them hang around, and you get into those close games late, they can certainly snatch one from you. They're a good team. They've played better lately. They're actually playing at .500 their last 30 games, 15 up and 15 down. Overall, their record is 37-55. They just don't have the finishing pieces that a contending team would, but it feels like a team with some money and with the opportunity to play here in Miami that could be a hit in free agency. And now they've built their farm system. They could be a player here in the next few years.
Yeah, and they've been swinging the bats pretty well. They had a pretty good offensive series in Washington. Yeah, the bullpen, you know, pretty good. Brad Ziegler, their closer. They got Bear Claw, who's getting a lot of attention in the trading deadline. One of my favorite names in baseball.
Bear Claw. That's a guy you don't want to see. Thames up there with 2 away, 3-2 the count. And a fly ball down the right field line that is going to fall fair just inside the line. Thames is thinking 3 all the way, and here he comes. The throw to third is late, and Thames is in with a triple. A 2-out triple by Eric Thames on a little jam shot down the right field line.
Yeah, Anderson was shaded around toward the gap a little bit, not thinking that Thames was going to pull it. Got a pitch. Look at this, 98 miles an hour in off the plate, and Thames still able to get enough of it, down the line, and he was able to lumber all the way around to third base. 2 outs, nobody on. You better make sure you're going to make it into third base. You never want to make that third out at third, but he's able to slide in there safely.
Second triple of the year for Eric Thames, puts a runner 90 feet away. Here is Lorenzo Cain. And Cain promptly goes to right, a base hit and an RBI. 1-0 Brewers on Cain's single to right. Wasting no time, Lorenzo Cain puts the Brewers on the board.
That fastball outer half, and he's able to get it out of the reach of Castro. And 2-out thunder for the Brewers, triple single, and they take a lead. First pitch, there it is, outer half, 97 with movement. Out of the reach of Castro, and the Brewers on the board.
The ability to string together hits. 2 2-out hits, first run in for Milwaukee. Here is Christian Yelich, and now we'll see if Cain is in running mode right here. One thing about Cain hitting second in the lineup is does give him some opportunities at RBIs. And if Thames continues to hit the long ball like he has, essentially you have a second leadoff hitter. So if Thames is going to clear the bases or hit a home run, then you put Cain in that spot, and it almost starts the lineup over again with a leadoff hitter. He feels like an ideal number 2 hitter.
It's just such a good top of the order for the Brewers. I mean, first 5. A lot of run production, some power up there, and it's been a well spread out offense lately for the Brewers. Top of the order, bottom of the order. That's what it takes to have consistent offense. That's why the Brewers have been able to put themselves in the position that they're in. Production from the top and bottom of the batting order.
Yelich with a single his last time up, goes up the middle. It hit the mound, and Riddle with a nice play, and that will retire the side. Yelich hit it hard. The mound took a little heat off it, but the Brewers able to score with 2 outs. A 2-out triple on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball by Thames, and then Lorenzo Cain on the very next pitch. 2 pitches producing 1 run, and the Brewers are up.
Final vote ends Wednesday at 3 o'clock, and you can do your part by heading to brewers.com/vote and send Aguilar and vote for him as many times as possible. Look at the numbers. That'll make your decision for you. Not even close.
As a curveball to Starlin Castro, he fouls it away. Underway here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And Castro batting for the 2nd time. He swung at the first pitch his first time up, doubled into left center. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brewers lead 1-0 on a Lorenzo Cain RBI.
And Chase Anderson started him out with a curveball because the first 2 innings started out with fastballs, ended up as base hits.
2-1. That one's in there.
Nice changeup.
2-2 now. Castro gave up on it. Chase coming off a no decision his last time out against the Twins. He's been pitching well. Only 3 earned runs in his last 3 starts. Big swing and a miss by Castro. And there is the 2nd strikeout of the game for Chase. First out of the 3rd inning.
Yep, started him out with a curveball, dropped a changeup on him on the outside corner, then got him, with the fastball pretty much down the middle, 93 miles an hour. But those other 2 strikes, off speed, able to get the fastball by him.
Last 3 starts for Anderson. He's been terrific. That 9 strikeout performance against the Cardinals. Only 1 win in that grouping in the last 3, but maybe more impressive than the runs he's allowed, he's only given up the 3, is the fact that he has given up very few hits in those last 3 starts. Just 7 hits allowed in 3 starts. He's given up 3 hits here today as Anderson turns one around, a base hit to left. Yelich up with it. Anderson will stop around first base. This guy can really swing the bat. I mean, with a great name like that, I don't know why he wouldn't, but he can really swing it.
That fastball wasn't even a strike. It had some tail to it going in on him, and he's able to barrel it up. He pulled the hands in, got the barrel on it, and Yelich able to hold him to a single. These guys can hit a fastball. We've seen that already tonight. It's going to be very important for Anderson, obviously, to be able to have good command of curveball changeup tonight.
So a man is on. That's the 4th hit allowed. Here is Justin Bour. Bour bounced out to the shortstop his first time up. Brewers have already turned 1 double play here tonight. A nifty 6-4-3 double play. Perez gloved it and then shoveled it over to the bag out of his glove, all in one motion. That has wiped out 1 of the hits in this game. Marlins stranded 2 last inning.
Anderson with 2 stolen bases. He's been caught twice this year.
I'm sure the Marlins want to test the young catcher Nottingham, see what he's made of. Chase deals. Bour takes a ball inside. It's 2-0.
Were you fast? Could you steal bases?
Depends. How much investigating are you going to do?
None.
Then yes.
I trust your judgment. I trust you're going to tell the truth.
Stole a lot of bases. Hit a lot of homers. Yeah, I was thinking about going pro, but I just really wanted to be an announcer, not a professional player, you know.
Good choice.
Yeah. Not hardly.
You were scouted though, weren't you?
I tell the story a lot. My famous scouting story, probably the greatest moment of my life turning into one of the worst, all in about 10 seconds. I'm playing a game in college, and we're playing at Rice. And I'm warming up the starting pitcher, and now I'm on my way to the dugout. We're the visiting team. We're hitting first. And as I'm walking to the dugout, I see the Cincinnati Reds scout. His name was Julian Mock. He was their head of scouting, and there was another scout there named Johnny Alvarez, and they both waved me over. And I walked over there thinking, like, this is it. This is the moment where they're going to tell me they're going to take me in the draft, and then my life is going to change. I'm going to be driving around in a BMW or a Mercedes, and it's all wearing gold chains and the whole bit. And so, because I thought that's what all major leaguers did back then. So I'm walking to the dugout, and they wave me over, and I say, hey, guys, how you doing? Brian Anderson, great to see you. Listen, we've been watching you. We think you'd make a great scout. Womp, womp, womp.
That's mean.
That was a cold-blooded thing to say before a game. You imagine how my confidence was shattered.
But hey, things worked out pretty well for you.
They did. They offered me a scouting job right there on the spot, right before I'm actually playing in a game. You can imagine what my mind was like in the first inning. Wow, I'm so bad. They don't even want me to play. They want me to
why am I bothering here?
What am I doing, wasting my time? I had two options out of college. I could go be a scout for the Cincinnati Reds or go be a broadcaster for the San Antonio Missions. And I chose broadcaster. Plan B. Bohr in the air, right center. Thames got a late break and it'll bounce in front of him. Thames didn't see that well off the bat.
It kind of fooled him because Bohr got jammed a little bit. He had the big swing. Ball didn't jump off the bat like Thames thought it was going to, and he didn't want the ball to be hit over his head. And he froze a bit and ended up playing it on a hop. You can see this Marlins ball club. You make mistakes with fastballs, they are going to jump all over it. So Anderson's going to have to figure out a way to get that curveball changeup combination working, maybe some cutters. Because all the hits so far have come on the fastballs.
Well, a team yesterday with 20 singles in a game now have 4 singles. Their last 4 hits are singles. Also with a double. 2 on, 1 out for Martin Prado. Anderson in need of a ground ball here.
Well, some of the hits are, on pitches on the corners that are pretty decent pitches. The one that Anderson hit was probably about 4 or 5 inches off the inside corner. That one on the inside. But they're still able to muscle it out there to the outfield.
Marlins have been threatening often here tonight. That's a breaking ball in the dirt. Nice play back there by Nottingham.
Good job by Nottingham, just trying to square it up, throwing that right shoulder out. Keeping it close. Wants the right shoulder coming around, and that's why he's able to keep it close. You just kind of slide over without doing that, and that ball's going to end up by the Brewers dugout.
Nottingham's defensive game is much improved. They were raving about Jacob Nottingham. That was really the area that was keeping him from the big leagues. There's a good hook, and it's in there for a strike. Nottingham can swing the bat. He had 10 homers in AAA. He was hitting over 300. 10 homers, 36 RBIs. He played in 45 games down there. He missed a chunk of the season with a hamstring injury. But he's got a second chance here in the big leagues. And he'll have a number of starts to prove that he belongs. The Brewers would love to have Nottingham catch on here in the major leagues. Catchers are hard to find right now. 1-2 the count.
Well, it's going to come down to whichever of the two is swinging the bat the best. They're both very solid defensively, but you got to hit.
Well, Nottingham is a tremendous athlete. We've seen him a lot over the last few spring trainings. As a tight end at Arizona, that gives you the first sense. 2-2 the count. Wants one upstairs. Prado sends one foul. He was late. Anderson put it right where Nottingham wanted.
Yep, up and in. Tough to get to that pitch.
Marlins put 3 on last inning. Have 2 on here in the third. Brewers just scored in the top of this third inning with a 2-out RBI single by Kane. 2-strike pitch is grounded foul. And Prado not squaring any of Anderson's offerings up, but he is staying alive.
And Chase is leaving a few curveballs up in the zone, allowing the Marlins to get a piece of it. You get that pitch down, it's a little bit different story. You might get a ground ball, you might get a swing and a miss.
Prado's had some great years in the big leagues. Made an all-star team in 2010 as a utility man. And a shot right to Shaw. And this is going to work for a double play. That is a catch on the line drive, so call it 5 unassisted on a double play to end the inning. Anderson got caught off second base. It was going to be a double play anyway. And that will retire the side. The Brewers still lead it 1-0.
Aguilar into right field. He's watching. It's flying. It's gone. A home run to win it.
Jesus Aguilar has carried this ball club this year. He has been the best player in that lineup from the beginning of the season to now. Huge numbers across the board. That sizable back of his, able to carry a ball club. And hoping to get him in the All-Star game. He is in the final vote. And Aguilar on the first pitch. Whistles one right past Ed Cedar. A foul ball. Aguilar with a couple of home runs yesterday. Now tied for the home run lead in the National League. As far as RBIs go, he is only behind Suarez and Baez. Jesus Aguilar has 63, tied with Arenado.
Amazing year.
The other four on that list are all-stars already. He is #1 in OPS in the National League to start play today.
You know, there's always snubs every year. I mean, you know, a lot of teams can say that their guys should have made it. Jeremy Jeffress probably should have made it when you look at his numbers. And that was kind of disappointing because, you know, he has been one of the best relievers in all of baseball first half of the season. But this guy right here, no reason why he should even have to, be subjected to the vote. But he is, but we have to vote him in.
Well, the All-Star game should have been an afterthought, but it is easy to praise Aguilar and what he has done because his numbers with the other 5 that are involved in that vote, I mean, there's really no comparison. But it is a popularity contest at this point. Now Aguilar turns on one. He's got to look at it, and this one's going to fly out of here. Jesus does it again. Aguilar with home run number 23, and he makes it 2-0 Milwaukee.
Just crazy power. This fastball on the inside part of the plate, a 3-1 count this time. You can't get a fastball by him. Just crazy power for Aguilar. Check it out. Look at the pitch. 97, moving in on his hands. Pops the hips open, keeps it fair, knocks it out of here. 2-0 Brewers. Just keeps on hitting.
The Jesus train is rolling right along. Enjoying every minute of this remarkable season. What has now become his signature finish down the gauntlet.
We saw Eric Thames do that yesterday. Not the same when Aguilar doesn't do it. Not a good attempt. He's guy's something.
How about this? For every hit, every homer, every RBI that Aguilar has, you should go vote at least 25 times for him just on that alone. How about that?
Yeah.
Shaw bounces out. There is out number 1. Zeus is what his teammates call him. And he now sits atop the National League home run leaderboard by himself. He has 23, leading the Brewers on the Powerball home run leaderboard. What a year.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable what he's done.
One away for Brad Miller. Miller grounded out his first time up. He hit one sharply to the glove side of the shortstop Riddle, who made a nice pickup, and then he threw Miller out. Miller's been a nice ad.
Yes, he has.
I'm not sure if he's going to be playing much shortstop here in the near future, but second base is comfortable for him.
Yeah, second base. He's playing a lot of shortstop down in AAA.
He swung the bat well. He's had some timely hits as well. In the middle of the Nate Orf show, when Orf hit his first home run, kind of lost in the shuffle of all those headlines was the fact that Brad Miller actually gave the Brewers the lead with a home run in that game. That was against the Minnesota Twins.
And Big Power had a 30 home run season with the Rays, so not surprising to him the power that he's able to show.
Put together a 9-game hitting streak that was snapped on the 4th of July. So he has appeared now in 14 games as a Brewer. This is his 12th start. This is his 7th start at second base. And he has had a hit safely in 11 of his 13 thus far. As a called strike 3, down he goes. Urania hits the inside corner. And strikeout number 3. It's out number 2 here in the 4th.
Yeah, that one had a purpose right there. Urania right on the inside corner. That's a good tailing fastball. Can't give up on that pitch that starts off the inside corner if you're left-handed.
Hernan Perez now with 2 away. Looks at a strike, tracks it all the way in. Perez had a 2-homer homestand. Drove in 5 runs on the homestand, was 4 for 13 overall. And the hot bat plays, so he gets the call at the shortstop position. Perez homered yesterday off Sean Newcomb. Hits that one like a bullet into left center. A base hit for Perez.
And 97 up in the zone. Hernan, very good fastball hitter. Scorches that one into left. Fastball away, 97 with some run on it. And look at it.
Now that came in at 97, Rock. That left the bat at 104.
Yeah.
A linea for Hernan Perez. So it's another 2-out hit for the Brewers. They have 4 of those in this game already. We're only in the 4th inning. Jacob Nottingham bounced to short his first time up.
It's so important for the Brewers to get a lead. And get the lead through 6. Josh Hader available today.
Runner takes off, and Perez is going to be out at second base. Ryan Holiday has a cannon behind the plate, and he cuts down Perez. And the inning is over at second base. The Brewers want to have a quick look at this just to make sure.
This guy's thrown out 11 of 19. Amazing.
And so it looked like he was clearly out. Counsel says play on. So Jesus Aguilar leading off the 4th, his National League leading 23rd home run of the year, makes it 2-0 Brew Crew.
Wisconsin is brought to you by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. By Ascension, coming together to give healthcare a better name. We are Ascension. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world.
Downtown Miami, South Beach. Good to be back in South Florida. First time here in a couple of years. Brewers and Marlins starting a 3-game series tonight. 2-0 Milwaukee. Chase Anderson has been walking a tightrope a little bit. He has shut the Marlins out, but Miami does have 5 hits in the game.
They have been all over the fastball tonight.
2 double plays, one the conventional style, a 6-4-3 double play in the second. And then last inning, Prado hit into a line drive out that turned into 2. 2-0 is the count on JT Riddle. Terrific young shortstop of the Marlins. And Nottingham's going back out. This is visit number 2 to the mound. Nottingham wouldn't know about visits to the mound at the AAA level, but has certainly been briefed to not be so willing to go to the mound. And I think with the cross-up of the signs, felt like he needed to go.
They haven't worked together a whole lot, maybe a little bit in spring training, but they just want to get on the same page, on some of this stuff.
It's got to be the most difficult thing for a young catcher, right?
Yeah.
To call the game plan, especially with a veteran starter like Anderson.
Yeah, where to set up. Where does Chase Anderson, in other words, like me to set up on a fastball and a 2-0 count? Inside, outside, all those kind of things are all new, and you got to work through it.
What was one of the more unusual requests you got from a starting pitcher?
Well, the toughest guy I ever had to catch was Bob McClure. I mean, because my first ever start in the big leagues was in Texas, and I was catching Bob McClure. That was the first guy that I caught in the big leagues. And before the game, I'm sitting there. Ted Simmons came up to me and said, "Just understand, when you call a game tonight, you're going to think that you've never done this before because Bob McClure has his own way of doing things. So don't take it personally." And for sure, that's exactly what happened. I would throw a sign down, and McClure would shake me off a couple of times. Then he'd say yes, and then threw whatever he wanted anyway.
And you're back there guessing.
And I'm guessing what he's throwing. I said, "Hey,
did he not see the sign, or
no? He just got a little irritated that I wasn't, putting it down."
I got you. Leadoff walk by Anderson to Riddle. Here is Garrett Cooper now.
He was the toughest guy to figure out for me.
I can imagine.
But when Ted Simmons will tell you that, I didn't feel so bad.
That was a nice thing of Ted Simmons to say.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have let you go out there and flounder.
He didn't.
He's a good man.
He helped me quite a bit in my early days.
He helped a lot of guys, didn't he? Ted Simmons.
Yes, he did.
What a teacher, even while as a player.
Yeah.
I heard more stories, not just from you, but so many different organizations. The Cardinal guys talk about Ted Simmons in that regard, and how many players that he took under his wing. Ned Yost talks fondly about Ted Simmons that way.
And Simmons was his bench coach for a year. He should be in the Hall of Fame, but is not.
Yeah, it's one thing to be an all-star snub. To be a Hall of Fame snub, that's a serious penalty for a player. You're right. Statistically, he's there. And then what he did off the field as well, the leadership ability. That's right to Aguilar. He fires on it. What a pick by Perez. He can't get it out of his glove. They'll get the out, though. Second base umpire Adrian Johnson saying that he lost the ball, taking the ball out of the glove, which is fortunate.
I think Aguilar was close enough. He might have been able to go over to first base, tag the bag, and then throw to second. But a heck of a play anyway. Just step on the bag and then throw. Get the double play easily. Yep, he's got it.
Boy, that was almost an incredible play by Hernan Perez. Fortunate to get it out here.
Yep, he had the ball in his glove clearly. Lost it when he took it out to make the throw. But if you're Jesus Aguilar, you step on the bag and then throw to second. Well, the Marlins want to take a look at it.
This could be a big play here. This is
no longer the neighborhood play with replay as it is. He has to have the ball in his glove with his foot on the bag.
Well,
and
maybe not.
You know, I don't think he does.
No, you're right. Now, second look at it, third look. Never does control the baseball as he has his foot on the bag. It doesn't matter if he has the ball in his glove before that, which he doesn't either. So, yeah, my mistake.
This is going to be overturned pretty quickly here. Aguilar normally throws the ball well. That's one of his strengths. He has been a better defender than most expected. That is overturned, and the runner is safe, and now the Marlins are threatening.
That'll be an E3. Fielder's choice for Cooper, E3, allowing Riddle to get to second base. And I thought he had it for a second right at the end of the glove, but never had it when he put his foot on the bag.
So instead of 1 out and a runner at first, or potentially a double play, 2 on, nobody out. Cameron Maybin coming up. Riddle and Cooper on the bags, a walk and a fielder's choice. Maybin had an infield hit his last time up.
Still struggling with that curveball as Anderson. Can't get a feel for it. And the Marlins know it. That's why they've been all over the fastball tonight.
That gray jersey of Chase Anderson is drenched. Looks like he took a dip in the Atlantic Ocean before he got on the mound. Maybin back up the middle. Perez able to knock it down. They're going to hold the runner at third, Riddle. Perez saves a run, but a ground ball that had eyes, and it'll go as another infield hit for Cameron Maybin. Now the bases are loaded with nobody out.
And went down and got it, put the bat on the baseball. It was a curveball. Well, if he keeps it in the glove, he might have a play at second base, not able to do it. Now the mistake by Aguilar over there at first base could be costly in this inning.
Well, for Chase Anderson, he is at the bottom of this Marlins batting order. There is a way out. You've got the 8th place hitter now. The pitcher due up next. And that one's in the air, hooking. Yelich will give it a look. He'll make the catch. Tagging is Riddle. The throw comes in late, and it's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Brian Holiday.
Take that any day.
So a sac fly on a foul ball out. First and second with 1 away. And now the pitcher coming up.
That fastball sounded like he really didn't get it on the barrel, but well, you get that out, you take that any day. You'll get it out here. You got the pitcher coming up. You have a chance to get out of this mess with only 1 run.
Pretty good throw by Yelich, not known as a good throwing outfielder. He is a Gold Glove outfielder. Matter of fact, he won a Gold Glove playing left field here at Marlins Park, so he is comfortable on that side. Urania is going to square to bunt, bunts it in the air. Shaw, did he catch it? No, he did not. Is it fair? It is not. A foul ball. You could see a little panic setting in with the 2 umpires. They were both looking at one another. The home plate umpire Brian Gorman and Trip Gibson over at third. Neither was quite ready to make a call right there, but
that was pretty close on the line.
I don't know, Rock. I think that may have hit the line.
It's not reviewable.
Yeah, once anything that is in front of the base, right?
It does bounce.
So play on. No balls and a strike. And that's another bunt in the air. Nottingham watches that one bounce. 0-2 to count.
Have traps in the infield, trap balls in the infield not reviewable, and any ground ball, fair or foul, in the infield not reviewable in front of the umpire.
And for that exact reason, you can't go back and place runners. It's impossible, as runners have to hold their ground based on the call that is made. So it's impossible to unravel whether it was right or wrong. That's one you certainly understand. Urania buckled his knees. There's a good curveball. gets the strikeout for the second out of the inning, and now a way out of this mess for Chase Anderson.
Then you got a first pitch fastball hitter coming up, so be careful. Starlin Castro likes that fastball, likes it early in the count.
Castro riding a 7-game hit streak now. Actually, an 8-game hit streak after his double in the first. And he has been collecting a ton of hits in this streak. 6 of the 8 games thus far in this streak, he has multiple hits. Hit .455 in the month of July with 15 hits and 33 at-bats. He's up there among hit leaders in the NL as well. He is tied for 4th right now.
Yeah, hitting near 300. Always a tough out.
Castro has 105 hits. A familiar face, former Chicago Cub Starlin Castro has bounced around a little bit since that time, including a stop with the Yankees. Anderson misses with the curve. 2-0 the count. Now Chase in the danger zone here with the freewheeling Starlin Castro at the plate.
And Marlins have had their chances tonight. Only 1 for 7. Runners in scoring position so far.
In there for a strike. Well placed fastball by Chase Anderson. We can't do it any better than that.
Yep, right at the knees, outer half. The pitcher's pitch.
Sweating up a storm on this hot, humid night in Miami.
You see the bill of the cap just drenched.
The roof open tonight. Two balls and a strike. 2 on for the Marlins. They have a run in. A swing and a miss. He put a fastball by him. He got Castro to chase that one. And it's 2-2.
Yeah, get that fastball close, even off the plate. You might get a swing out of that guy, and he did. He's been as high as 95. The curveball as low as 76.
Let's see what he goes with here. He's got Castro in swing mode. 2-2 the count. Chase deals and a swing and a ground ball right to Perez. He'll flip to Miller, and Anderson is out of the inning. Marlins had them loaded with nobody out. They get just 1, and it's 2-1 Brewers as we go to the 5th.
Shohei Ohtani came up for his first career pinch hit home run. That gave the Angels a 4-3 win in that game. A 96-mile-an-hour fastball he turned around to center field. That's his 7th home run of the season.
One of the more fascinating stories in baseball this year, Shohei Ohtani, who needs surgery to repair the pitching elbow, but in the meantime he continues to hit, and he is a real weapon for Mike Scioscia and the Angels.
Yeah, too bad he's hurt. And, 2 pitches, hits, does both very well. That split-fingered fastball, always tough on the elbow.
He can hit him 500 feet and he can throw 100 miles an hour. Yeah. He is a rare bird for sure, Shohei Ohtani. Jacob Nottingham still looking for his first major league hit at the plate. Remember, he was at the plate when Perez was thrown out trying to steal. So a fresh count here for Nottingham as he takes an 0-2 pitch off the plate. Jacob has 5 major league at-bats in his 3 games prior to this one tonight. So he is 0 for 6 career in the big leagues. Does have a couple of walks. And he muscles that one into shallow left. That's going to fall, and there is number 1. Jacob Nottingham's first major league hit.
Take him any way you can get him, and that's something he's never going to forget. Able to dump one of those fastballs into short left field. That away.
Now secure the baseball. Put that up on the mantle. First big league hit at Marlins Park in Miami. Congratulations to Jacob Nottingham.
Fastball with run on it. 89. Actually, that might have been a changeup.
Anderson trying to bunt Nottingham over. Bunted foul.
I think it was a changeup. He jammed himself a little bit with the movement and able to dump it into left field. Down on the handle, but it's going to be a line drive to left field someday when he tells that story.
It's one of many, you would hope and you would think, but all that work that led to it, that's why it makes it so special to get here to the big leagues. There's a bunt back to the mound. Arena's going to second base and gets the out. Aggressive play by the Marlins pitcher, and a strike to the bag cuts down the lead runner.
Yeah, good play. You're right. I mean, he fields his position well, got rid of it quickly, put it right on the money. I think anybody but Nottingham in the Brewers lineup, that might be a good sacrifice, but able to get the catcher going to second base.
He made up some distance with that throwing arm, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
That was a big fastball he threw to JT Riddle for the out. So that is the first out, and Nottingham back to the dugout to think about what he just accomplished. Here is Eric Thames. Thames with a triple, came with 2 outs in the 3rd, and then he scored the first run as Lorenzo Cain drove him in. That's been the only at bat with a runner in scoring position tonight. Lorenzo Cain, who didn't waste any time. He swung at the first pitch, drove one into right field for an RBI, and then Jesus Aguilar homered in the 4th. Those are the 2 Brewer runs on 6 hits. Thames turned around a 98-mile-an-hour fastball for that triple. He did get jammed a little bit, but able to keep it fair and landed just inside the line on the pull side.
And Marlon's still not convinced that Thames is going to be able to pull Urania right here, because Anderson is shaded over towards center. There it is right here, right down the line. Anderson has a long way to go to get it, all the way down in the corner, and Eric Thames able to get in there with a triple.
StatCast powered by AWS. Up to nearly 28 miles per hour. He was cooking around the bases, Rock. Brian Anderson, the Marlins right fielder, has one of the strongest throwing arms in the game. So that was certainly a risk, but it did pay off as Thames was able to score on the single by Cain A little two-out magic by the Brewers in that third inning. Hits that one sharply. What a catch by Urania. My goodness. A double play. That one had some heat on it, and it has shaken him up a little bit. No, that had to hit him square in the palm. Ouch. Man, that's gotta hurt. But he makes a play, turns it into a double play on a rocket off the bat of Eric Thames. Belgium coverage begins tomorrow noon Central on Fox, or you can stream it live on the Fox Sports app. France and Belgium at noon tomorrow. Eric Thames robbed of a base hit. Hit a line shot right into the glove of the pitcher, Jose Urania. How hard was it? How about 104 miles an hour off the bat? Turned it into a double play.
And he felt every inch of that. I mean, that ball caught him. He didn't catch it. He's very fortunate that the glove was there and it wasn't more toward him. Good play, though. Able to get the double play.
Checking those hands. So that's how the inning ends for the Brewers. It was a promising start after a leadoff single. And here is Brian Anderson to start the fifth inning for the Marlins. Anderson has hit the ball hard twice, 1 for 2. Lined out his first time up. Sharp single to left field in the third inning.
A pitch that was about 3-4 inches off the inside corner. These guys are just sitting fastball tonight.
Little half swing. Did he go? Yes, he did.
Changeup, good one.
Well, a rookie here, and Anderson, he's 7th in the National League in total hits. He is leading rookies in a number of categories. High fly ball into center field. Kane going back. He is at the track, and that's where they go to die at Marlins Park.
Yeah, good luck there.
Hit it hard again.
It's deep. It's very humid. Not conditions for a fly ball to carry out of here. Get him down the line. It's a little bit different.
So 1 away, and here is Justin Bour. Singled his last time up, had a base hit to right. There's a little bit of a misplay by Thames on that batted ball by Bour. He had that power swing, and it actually sounded like he hit it better than the arc of the ball looked. can understand. Thames still trying to work back into his outfield rhythm. He came up as an outfielder, but he's played mostly first base the last 4 years.
No, he's protecting anything over his head. I mean, that's his first concern. Something hit over his head, so he will be vulnerable to balls in front of him. He plays deep out there in right field.
The Brewers put Ryan Braun on the disabled list yesterday. Probably won't be seeing Braun till the series after the All-Star break. 10-day DL for Braun. It's going to take him into the All-Star break. Said he did it on a pinch hit appearance. Got a little tightness in the side. He's had that injury a number of times, Ryan Braun, and so he knows when to shut it down when it starts to hurt a little bit.
There's a good curve ball right there. One of his better curves. Pretty good chance of getting a foul ball here tonight. What do you think, partner?
I mean, if you're around that lady who just ran that one down, I think you got no chance. She was extremely aggressive. Was not going to be denied. That was impressive. Went after that foul ball with some fervor. I mean, check it out. I mean, this is setting your sights on a goal. I got this. Everybody stand down. Yeah. Mom's got it. Yeah. With a little dance. 2-2 the count. I love seeing that. You can't teach people to care, Rob.
I know you say that all the time. You're right.
You either do or you don't.
That's a good line. It's like speed, right? If you can either run or you can't. Well, there are incentives that you can give people to care.
Yeah. Good point.
He cares. Cares a lot.
He is soaking up the adulation that he's been getting, but he's handling it well. You know, he's very accommodating, friendly, does all the media, does whatever is asked of him, but he's got the game face on as well. Bohr out in front of one, fouls it back. I've been impressed with Aguilar. You know, you keep kind of waiting for a slump to come up. Can he keep this going here? But then you start to look at his numbers in his career in the minor leagues. He's been hitting like this his whole life. Look at his minor league stats. He had 30 homers in AAA one year in the Indian system. And he's been a star in Venezuela in the Winter League. So this is nothing new for him as Bohr reaches down and rips one down the right field line. Foul.
Well, if he stays healthy, he's going to have 30 home runs in the big leagues. Knocking at the door already.
Well, he's been garnering a lot of attention, rightly so. And Sophia has been there every step of the way, and he seems like he is comfortable with the attention, Sophia.
Well, it's funny you say that because when we spoke to him yesterday, he said he's not totally comfortable with it, but Craig Counsell said, I think he's growing to like it. And Counsell made the point. He said, you know, yes, he does have this tremendous personality. He's one of the most popular guys on this team, and he's become a fan favorite as well. And he said, really, you have to think about it, that he had such a nice rookie season last year, but this is a very different kind of attention. He said, when you perform the way that Aguilar has been performing, this is a different level of attention. So today he was busy on MLB Network. He was doing radio shows. Of course, we've been promoting him as well. So it's funny, Aguilar, he'll do it. He's very accommodating. He shows a lot of personality when he does it, but he's certainly growing into this role, so to speak, as becoming kind of one of the faces of the team here.
And again, he's been handling it pretty well all along, even in spring training this year when there was a lot of talk about whether he was even going to make the team. Smile on his face, working hard.
Anderson finally gets Bohr after a 13-pitch battle with the big first baseman. 2 outs in the inning. Well, the well-traveled Jesus Aguilar, but the numbers with the Indians at the major league level, nothing to write home about. Couldn't break through with them. However, in AAA with the Indians, had a 30-homer season. That was not his first 30-homer season either. Matter of fact, he had 3 different years in the Indians minor leagues where he drove in over 100 and hit over 30 homers on a couple of occasions. And so he's used to playing every day, used to hitting. I think the big breakthrough for him last year was the fact that he was able to hit off the bench.
Yeah, and a guy that plays every day, even a guy that 27 years old last year.
Martin Prado just misses the line, a foul ball.
He was able to figure out a way to stay sharp and be productive even when he wasn't getting a lot of playing time. And that's the thing that the Brewers like the most. I mean, one of the best pinch hitters in the game last year. Had the 16 home runs, and he started out the year that way as well and really didn't have much success. A lot of guys that are good off the bench and don't get to play all the time, they have success doing that. Then all of a sudden they're thrown into an everyday job. They kind of get overexposed and they're not productive anymore. But that was not the case and has not been the case with Aguilar.
Prado shoves one into right field, a base hit. And Anderson's attempt at a 3-up, 3-down inning is lost. A 2-out single by Martin Prado, and the tying run is on first.
Yeah, it looked like a cutter this time, and Prado able to fight it off. Actually, it wasn't. It was a two-seamer, 94 miles an hour, and just kind of dumps it out there in the right field. That was an 0-2 pitch.
Which will get JT Riddle to the plate. He's been on twice. Had a single in the second. Walked and scored the lone Marlins run in the fourth. Riddle takes a strike. Aguilar will hit third next inning. Kane, Yelich, and Aguilar coming up for Milwaukee. Right now the Brewers lead 2-1. Aguilar hit the home run in the fourth. Kane had the other RBI. 0-2 on Riddle. Brewers are fully stocked in their bullpen after a runaway train yesterday against Atlanta. So they lost Saturday and then were able to add on runs late in yesterday's win. Those are huge. When you can do that, it certainly opens the door.
Yeah, there was a point where the Brewers had Josh Hader up in the bullpen, but then they got a couple of runs. They extended their lead, sat him down, brought Dan Jennings in. I got to believe that Counsell would like to get Hader in the inning at least tonight. It's been a while for him.
Yeah, I think you're right. He has not pitched since last Tuesday when he went 3 scoreless innings. That's a base hit to right. So another 2-strike hit. Back-to-back singles with 2 outs and both coming with 2 strikes. And now the Marlins with 2 on once again for Garrett Cooper.
Chase has been in trouble every inning. It has been a grind for him. He hadn't had the curveball. Changeup's been inconsistent and really getting by with just fastball tonight. And 2 outs, nobody on, back-to-back singles, and now Marlins have the tying run at second base.
Nottingham makes his 3rd visit to the mound. Jeffers is warming up, and I think Craig Counsell is going to make that play right now with a fully stocked bullpen. Counsell's going early, and Chase Anderson will be unable to get through 5. Back-to-back hits with 2 outs, and Chase is gone in 4 2/3 innings, and the Brewers are going to rely on their talented bullpen the rest of the way. Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. And by Toyota. Let's go places.
Beautiful aerial shot of Marlins Park, Miami. And the Marlins putting up a threat here with back-to-back 2-out hits off Chase Anderson, Prado, and Riddle. Anderson has done 4 2/3, gives up 8 hits tonight, but at this point no earned runs. And now the starter's closer, Jeremy Jeffress, is on to pitch and try to get out of this mess.
And inheriting a couple of more. Only 8 of 31 have scored with Jeremy Jeffress on the mound. Last pitched on Friday against the Braves and racked up a scoreless inning.
Best earned run average in the National League among relievers, and a major all-star snub himself, Jeremy Jeffress. We talk a lot about Aguilar. Jeffress could certainly be an add-on to the all-star team. There's a ground ball ranging over Miller. Tough throw. It is in time. What a play by Brad Miller. The slow running Cooper, and Miller with a strong arm makes the play to get out of the inning. 2 more inherited runners stranded for Jeremy Jeffress. Heck of a play by Miller.
Brewers hold on to a 2-1 lead as we head to the 6th. Then Brewers Community Foundation will host its 20th annual Famous Racing Sausages 5K race on Saturday, July 21st. The proceeds will support Fisher House, a hospitality home for military families receiving health-related services at the Veteran Association hospitals, and Major League Baseball will match all money raised up to $15,000. If you'd like to register, go to brewers.com/5K.
All right, Sophia, thanks. Great cause there. Here we go to the 6th inning at Marlins Park. First of a 3-game series in Miami, first of an 8-game road trip. Lorenzo Cain will lead off this 6th inning. He drove in a run, the first run of the game in the 3rd. You see Lorenzo's night at the plate, presented by Wendy's. Back in the lineup yesterday after a stint on the disabled list. One ball, one strike on Cain. Headed back to the All-Star game. Lorenzo was an American League All-Star in 2015 with the Royals, and is thrilled to be going back, genuinely excited to have been selected to that All-Star team. There's a called strike on the edge.
And the leader of this ball club leads by example. You gotta love his attitude. He's a gamer, but he knows when to have a little bit of fun. The arena, I mean, still 98 miles an hour with some movement on it. Here we are here in the 6th inning.
What an arm he has.
Yes, he does.
If he ever, he's 26 years of age.
he ever fully figures it out as Kane turns it around. Boy, Lorenzo has hit the ball sharply down twice. That's a single to start the 6th inning.
All about location. That one down the middle. Okay, there's been some wicked line drives right back at this guy last couple of at bats. Remember the Thames line drive that he caught? That one right back through the middle. Well, that's a perfect swing, and Lorenzo able to lead off the 6th with a base hit.
So Kane is on. Here is Yelich. The 2 All-Stars among the position player ranks for now. Yelich with a single in the 1st inning. Milwaukee has 7 hits now. And they've spread it around. Kane is the only Brewer hitter with multi-hits today.
Man, be careful running on this guy. Holiday behind home plate. 11 out of 19 base stealers. That's over. It's almost 60%. Unheard of.
Holiday's already thrown out Perez. And a snap throw behind Kane. These two have been as advertised, Kane and Yelich. And now they will go to the All-Star game together. Yelich has won a Gold Glove. He's won a Silver Slugger Award. First time All-Star. Had his best year here as a Marlin in 2016. Hit .298 for the Marlins, and impressively hit 21 homers that year in this ballpark.
Yeah, not easy to do that here.
Had 98 ribbies. There goes Kane. Yelich swings and fouls it away. Yelich was thought to be a slap hitter, talented outfielder, slap hitter, not much of a power threat, but in the last 3 years, and including this year because he's hit 11 homers this year, but he had 21 homers, 98 RBIs in 16, and then last year 18 homers, 81 RBIs. In the last 2 years he's had an OPS up over 800, which he does this year as well. So he's really added to the power game. He was in the big leagues at a very young age at 21. So even though he's 26, this is his 6th year in the majors.
He's done a lot, hasn't he? Getting better and better, more consistent.
He signed a long-term deal with the Marlins that the Brewers inherited with the trade. One of the reasons they wanted to do it. He is signed through the 22 season in the middle of a 7-year contract. Kane signing a 5-year deal.
So they're going to be around a while.
Two and two the count on Yelich. And down he goes. Urena with a strikeout.
Yeah, big movement going off the plate.
Well, Christian Yelich, even though he's going to the All-Star game, he has been the biggest supporter of Jesus Aguilar. Listen in.
I think it speaks for itself why we all believe in Jesus. He's had an unbelievable first half. He's a huge reason why this team's at where it's at right now at this point in the year. And I feel like the numbers they speak for themselves. He's been unbelievable, and the things he's been able to do for us night after night are unbelievable, really. And he's definitely deserving to be an All-Star. And
Christian Yelich and the rest of his teammates standing behind Jesus Aguilar. Gotta appreciate the love that this team has for Aguilar. It's really a good team in that regard too. I mean, they're winning, and it's easy to get along when you're winning, but there's a genuineness about this ball club that you like. You don't see it every year. A ball and no strikes on Aguilar.
Hey, we saw that last year, and I think Craig Counsell, one of the big reasons, let these guys have some fun as long as they're accountable, get the job done. Be serious between the lines, but have a little bit of fun in that dugout when you're having some success. I think the guys are respectful. When they're not playing well, they don't go through those antics.
It is definitely a team with some swagger. Aguilar takes a ball inside.
A couple of change-ups, missing in off the plate. He turned around a big fastball in off the plate last time up, knocked it out of here down the left field line.
That was his National League leading 23rd home run of the year back in the 4th. That started the 4th. He's got a runner at first, 1 out. 2-1 Brewers. Runner takes off Kane. He is going to make it easily. Got a huge jump.
Goodness.
And a stolen base for Lorenzo Kane.
I think Arena is just so concentrating so much on Aguilar, he forgot all about Lorenzo, and Kane able to swipe it easily. Had a walking lead, took off, and no chance for Holiday. Not even Holiday can throw him out.
It's number 17 of the year for Kane, despite missing 2 weeks. That's good enough for 6th in the National League. Aguilar takes a strike.
Another change.
Yeah, there's another one.
Yeah.
So it's 3-2 now on Jesus. And he's polite. I don't know if you picked that up. Aguilar turns around to the umpire. He says, "Time, please." That's a good way to get a timeout, Greg.
Yeah. How could you turn that down?
Takes one off the plate. Ball 4. Aguilar is on again.
Really
the Brewers went first and second and 1 out.
Didn't want him, did he? Change ups and a slider that Aguilar was able to lay off of. Set up the double play.
There's a familiar face running to the mound. Pitching coach Juan Nieves, the former Brewer pitcher.
Speaking of good arms, back in the day, Juan Nieves, big fastball, curveball to go with it. He's turned himself into a top-notch pitching coach in the game. Has a lot of respect around baseball.
Spent time with the White Sox, the Red Sox. The owner of the lone no-hitter in Brewers franchise history. And Rock had a front row seat for it.
Yep. Crazy movement, big fastball. Well, no telling how good he could have been had he not gotten hurt. Hurt the shoulder.
Well, a quick visit by Nieves. Here is Travis Shaw. 2 on, 1 out. Shaw takes a strike in there. Notice a trend with pitchers, especially high velocity pitchers in Shaw. Trying to bury him inside with that fastball. That's all well and good unless you let one leak over the plate.
And that's what hitters count on. That pitchers can't hit that inside corner. Either miss in off the plate, leave it out over the plate, and then you drill one off to get into the gap somewhere. Urena has been pitching everybody inside today. And very effectively at that.
How about that? 53 pitches, 95 or better for Urena today. Shaw in the air, right center. That's going to hang up there. Kane will tag. And he'll end up at third base. Shaw flies out. He's 0 for 3. First and third now with 2 away. And it'll be Brad Miller.
Just didn't have that sound. It was a changeup, and he got it down on the end of the bat. Yep, 89 changeup for Urena, and he got Shaw on an easy fly ball.
Oh, and Brad Miller coming up. Don Mattingly is going to make a change here. He's got a double switch in mind. So Urena will not make it through
by sharing a photo or video with hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Javi Guerra will come on to pitch for Miami in a double switch. Guerra enters this game with 2 outs, got runners at the corners. And Brad Miller, the batter, former Dodger closer at one time. Javi Guerra pitching for Don Mattingly back in those days. And a swing and a foul ball by Miller. Other half of that double switch is Derek Dietrich in left field. So Dietrich will hit third in the bottom of this 6th inning. Put Guerra in Cooper's spot, the 6th spot in the batting order. Might want to try to get a couple of innings out of Javi Guerra. Big chance for Miller. Chopper out to second base. Castro will make the play, and that will end the inning. Brewers strand a pair, get a single, a stolen base, and a walk, and leave them out there. I like it. Thank you, Dario. And I'm a big fan of Holy Moly. That place, that's top notch. Top notch. So good job by the Brewers and our friends at Holy Moly. Some of the best donuts you'll ever have. Jeffress back on the mound. He's got Maben out in front of one. And oh, Aguilar catches it with his bare hand and gets a toe on the bag.
Wow.
What a play that was by Jesus Aguilar. Man.
Wow. Well, he just made up for the error that he committed early in the game. That ball gets by him, is down in the corner. Check this out. Aguilar off the bag. Look at this. And able to tap dance on the bag to get the out.
Come on.
That is off the charts. Big time defense for Jesus.
Shades of Kevin Mitchell coming up.
That should have got him in the All-Star game, just that play alone.
I'm telling you what, that was special.
Nice.
Put it in that big old bear claw. Not the one that pitches for the Marlins. That was special. What a play.
Yeah, those that say that Aguilar's not a good first baseman don't know what they're talking about.
He knows he's going to be seeing that one all over the highlight reels. Jeffers gets a half swing out of Holiday. Look at that. Yeah, he's got a family here, got some friends in the ballpark tonight. Take a bow, son. That was great.
That was trouble. That ball gets by him.
No
Maven
question.
might be at third base.
You're right. With Maven's speed, Jeffers threw that hard. Jeremy got the final out on a terrific play by Miller.
Yeah, last two defensive plays have been tremendous.
That stranded two of Chase Anderson's runners. Jeffers has inherited 33 runners now, and he's only allowed 8 to score. That's a huge number to inherit and a small number to score. That's a great percentage for a guy who enters the games with multiple runners on typically. As a called strike 3 on the bottom edge. And it's a strikeout of Holiday, out number 2 for Jeffers.
Hey, tonight's time of the game, we're in the Port of Kenosha Beverage House in Kenosha. If they call the Brewers by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, they get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. There's a little extra incentive for Jeremy Jeffers here tonight. He's got a sting not being put on the All-Star team.
Now, one thing you know about Jeremy, he would be a terrible poker player because he wears his emotions on his sleeve, and he was really disappointed not to be selected yet to the All-Star team. And the good news for the Brewers, he's pretty good about channeling disappointment, and he has come out with a purpose. He's been great. I mean, he and Hader's been phenomenal and garnering the headlines for good reason, but you could make a strong case that Jeremy Jeffers might be the most valuable piece to that bullpen because of the job that he does coming into so many situations with runners on base. He's come into games with bases loaded a number of times. Bases loaded, nobody out, at least 3 times I can remember off the top of my head.
Most of the time, you know, cleaning up a mess that a starter leaves, just like he did tonight for Chase Anderson.
Dietrich in the air to left field. Yelich will ease back. He's at the track, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Jeremy Jeffers. And he got a little help from the biggest all-star snub in the game. How about a barehanded play by Jesus Aguilar? What can he do? That's an all-star there, folks. Keep voting.
Marlins and take home some nostalgia in the form of a retro Ryan Braun starting lineup figurine given to the first 20,000 fans at the Brewers series finale against the Dodgers on Sunday, July 22nd. That's courtesy of Impark. To book your seats, visit brewers.com.
It's a tight one against the Marlins today. First game of this road trip, first game of the series with Miami. 2-1. The Brewers have the lead. RBIs from Kane and Aguilar. Aguilar hit a home run. His National League leading 23rd. Hernan Perez will lead the way for the Brewers in the 7th, with Josh Hader loosening in the Milwaukee bullpen. Jeremy Jeffress goes an inning and a third here tonight. Jeffress' spot due up third in this inning. And looks like Hader, who has not pitched since Tuesday, will be ready to go for the Marlins 7th inning. Perez pops it foul and out of play.
I figure the velocity is going to be good for Hader, but you wonder about the command after being off all that time. You never should complain about time off if you're a reliever, right? Especially with Hader. Multiple innings just about every time out.
After 3 scoreless innings on Tuesday, Brewers gave Hader 3 full days off. And Perez cuts and misses. Down he goes on strikes to start the 7th inning. So Hader was down Thursday and Friday for sure in that Atlanta series. Saturday the Brewers trailed in the game. Counsell does not use him when the Brewers are down. And then Sunday he was up and ready to come in, but then the Brewers tacked the runs on. So it is unusual that you'd go a 4-game series, win 3 out of 4, and your all-star reliever did not pitch in a series win against the Atlanta Braves.
Makes it even more impressive, doesn't it?
That single for Nottingham was his first big league hit back in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 2 tonight. No balls, 2 strikes. Nottingham hit 10 homers in just over 40 games at AAA this season. He's got plenty of pop. I loved his batting practice today. We were down on the field before the game. He was hitting one ball after another into the right center field gap, hitting line drives to the right side.
Yeah, hitting coaches love that. Working on that opposite field stroke. No, you're pulling the baseball a lot in batting practice when you have Ed Cedar throwing 60 miles an hour, right? I mean, what does that equate in the game, right? You're going to be behind the big fastball. Take it the other way, get on top of it. That's good BP.
2-2 the count on Jacob Nottingham. And he pulls that one down the left field line. Got a chance for extras here. Nottingham on his way to second, and his first extra base hit as a big leaguer. It's a double for Nottingham. It comes with 1 away in the 7th inning.
Well, you love it when the bottom of the order is able to get on base. The 3rd hit for the Brewers in the bottom 3rd of the order. 2 for Nottingham, 1 for Perez. And he rips that one. Got a fastball middle in and knocked it down the left field line.
Hits in his last 2 at-bats, 2 out of 3 tonight. And here is Nate Orff pinch hitting for Jeremy Jeffress in the 7th inning. Brian Braun goes on the disabled list. Nate Orff, who was sent down to AAA, never left the city and returns quickly. That 1 hit was a home run, his first big league hit. A home run down the left field line at Miller Park on the 4th of July, or what is now known as the Orff of July.
What a great moment at Miller Park. There's been a ton of them this year.
Poor Brad Miller, he hit a home run to give the Brewers the lead, and no one even talked about it hardly.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you hit one too, didn't you?
Orff's home run gave the Brewers a 2-run lead in that game against Minnesota. Orff, a little flare foul. Pretty funny story about Nate Orff, and after he had been told he was being sent down, he packed up his gear, and then was actually babysitting the children of Eric Sogard. AAA is going on their All-Star break. Orf is a AAA All-Star, so he was going to wait a day, drive to Ohio to play in the AAA All-Star game. So he hadn't left town yet when he got the call, as he strikes out here in a pinch hit appearance in the 7th inning. 2 outs now, 2 Ks for Guerra. That'll bring up Eric Thames.
I would imagine it wouldn't take him too much for him to turn that car around, though.
No, for sure.
Yeah, good stuff.
2 gone, top of the order. Thames at the plate with Nottingham at second. Brewers could use some insurance here. Thames has hit the ball sharply. Had a triple in the 3rd inning. Pulled one down the right field line. And then one of the hardest hit balls of the night turned into a double play. Hit a line drive right back to the mound. And it turned into a force out at first base for an inning-ending double play in the 5th.
Yeah, it's going to take a long single or an extra base hit to score Nottingham. Not the fastest guy on the field.
Pulls it. Nice play, Bohr. Race to the bag and out at first. Guerra was there for him. Nice play by the big man, Justin Bohr. And Thames robbed of another hit. Still 2-1 Brew Crew. It's stretch time in Miami.
Game, just let alone himself, has been killing it this year. Being able to win us big ball games, being able to put us ahead, and just you know, him having fun doing what he's doing, and it's been fun to watch. And I mean, the man deserves to be in the game.
The thoughts of Josh Hader. He has been Jesus Aguilar's #1 fan as well. He has been on the PR push. And now Hader all business as he enters a 2-1 game. First time All-Star Josh Hader, and he is going to be an All-Star in a game that is in Washington, D.C., in his hometown. He grew up in Maryland, just a few miles from D.C., and what a thrill that must be.
Yeah, numbers for him just off the charts. Last pitched on Tuesday against the Twins, 3 scoreless innings, a couple of strikeouts. He's given up 2 runs in his last 24 2/3 innings.
First batter faced is Starlin Castro as he fouls it back. The Brewers tighten up their defense. Keon Broxton enters the game in right field, so Thames is out. Thames finishes 1 for 4. I would assume you would do a double switch here. It only buys you 1 spot in the lineup. Let's put Hader in Thames' spot, who made the last out, and Broxton now in the 9 hole. Castro down 0-2. Hader, first time on the mound since last Tuesday against Minnesota. And the 0-2 pitch swung on and foul back. Hader's strikeout per 9 rate is up over 16, closer to 17 actually. Just a huge strikeout number.
And 13 appearances for Hader this year, 2 or more innings.
83 Ks, the most in relief. You figure if things go to plan, Council would have Hader for the 7th and then the 8th, and then Knebel for the 9th. Long way to go yet. Castro fouls that one back. He's late on the fastball. Count remains at 1 and 2 strikes.
Well, he's had a lot of success lately and confidence with the slider. It's becoming a more integral pitch for him as the season has gone on.
Hader deals another 1-2 and a swing and a foul. Castro doing all he can to hang in there.
He's a tough guy to throw fastballs by, especially if you get the plate with it. He will chase. And last pitch, his best fastball, 95.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, out in front of a breaking ball. Castro able to fight it off foul. With every strikeout, Hader establishes a new career best. He pitched in 35 games last year. This is game number 30 this season. His walks are down, his strikeouts are up. So his strikeout to walk ratio is a little over 4.5 to 1.
And the Brewers have done a good job managing his innings and how often he pitches, keeping him strong.
Try another 1-2 pitch. Missed badly. Looked like a changeup maybe. That's a 3rd pitch he'll break out every now and then.
Use him for a couple of innings, give him a couple of days off.
10th pitch of the at-bat.
That's a good pitch. I'm not sure what you have to do to get a strike call, but that was a good pitch. Yep, I hear you.
3-2. We'll do it again. Pitch number 11 of the at-bat. And Castro sends one deep to left. That's going to fly out of here. And this game is all tied up. That's how fast it can change. A missed call, then a home run. Number 7 for Castro, who was sitting dead red fastball. And we're all even at 2 apiece.
He has always been a good fastball hitter. And even the Josh Hader fastball is something that Castro can handle. You give him an extra swing, and that's what happens. He lines one out of here. So on pitch number 11, he ties it up. Had him struck out the pitch before, not called. Gets an extra swing, knocks it out of here.
Here's Brian Anderson, another good fastball hitter. And he hammers one into deep left center. That is going to fly out of here. 3-2. Marlins have the lead as Anderson launches one out. Back-to-back home runs against the all-star Hader. And suddenly the Marlins are in front.
It's all over the fastball. These guys can run into fastballs as good as any team. You saw that with Chase Anderson on the mound. Fastball down the middle, 93, and way back for Brian Anderson. That's about as good a contact as we've seen back-to-back hitters off of Josh Hader all season.
Justin Bohr now, and breaking ball in for a strike.
Can't get breaking pitches over to this group, you're in trouble. They can hit fastballs without a doubt. We've seen it all night.
A team that seems like they hunt fastballs, swing at fastballs, and can hit fastballs. It does make them vulnerable to the breaking ball, though. A rare misstep by Josh Hader. Back-to-back home runs. And the Marlins have taken a 3-2 lead now as Bohr waves and misses at a breaking ball.
A couple of sliders for strikes.
Well, now the Brewers are going to have to fight from behind. Hopefully Hader can keep it at a 1-run deficit. A swing and a miss. Bohr strikes out for the first out of the inning. A reminder that the new home of the Milwaukee Bucks opens next season. Now is the time to lock in your seats. Season ticket packages for the 2018-19 season are on sale now. You can purchase yours today at foxsportswisconsin.com/events. Here's Martin Prado with one away. 2 runs are in on back-to-back homers. Looking ahead to the Brewer 8th inning. It'll be Kane, Yelich, and Aguilar to try to pick up Josh Hader. Hader had only given up 2 home runs all year. Coming into his outing here tonight, gives up 2 home runs in consecutive at-bats.
Back-to-back pitches, right? 2 fastballs, pretty similar locations.
Castro and Anderson go deep. Well, Hader's been picking up this ball club all year long. Time for the offense to return the favor here tonight.
Yeah. Sometimes a long layoff is not all it's cracked up to be. Almost a week.
3 balls and a strike on Prado. That one's hit sharply into center field. Over to cut it off is Kane. Prado is on his way to second. The throw comes in. Got a chance. And he is. Did he make a call? He's out at second.
I think he called him out.
That was a quick call by Adrian Johnson.
I was going to take a look at it. They dropped the tag on him. I think he got off the bag. Whether the tag was still on him or not, who knows? But not a very definitive call by the second base umpire. Another outfield assist for Lorenzo Cain. That fastball, a pretty similar location. A bullet out there. Lee Cain picks it up, throw right on the money.
And out is the call. Cain with his 9th outfield assist. That is tops in the National League. Single for Prado, cut down at second base. 2 outs in the inning for JT Riddle. On the ground, backhanded by Aguilar. And he hits Hader on the run to retire the side. But Josh Hader gives up back-to-back homers. Starlin Castro and Brian Anderson go deep, and the Brewers are now down a run.
20th and the first 20,000 fans at the Miller Park for the series opener. Against the Dodgers, will take home a limited edition Brewers strap-back hat, courtesy of American Family Insurance.
3-2, Marlins have the lead now. They get back-to-back home runs off Hader from Castro and Anderson. Drew Steckenrider is on to pitch for Miami. The Brewers are right where they want to be in their lineup, but they are down a run in the 8th. Lorenzo Cain leads off, then Yelich, then Aguilar.
And scoreless inning against the Nationals. That was yesterday.
Miguel Rojas takes over at first base.
Tighten up that defense a little bit. Justin Moore played a pretty good first base tonight.
He made a nice play, taking a hit away from Thames. The Brewers with 2 runs on the board. The RBIs from Cain and Aguilar. Aguilar's was a homer. Cain had a single to right with 2 outs in the 3rd as he swings and misses, and it goes to a ball and 2 strikes. The Brewers do not give up many leads late with this bullpen. One of the reasons they are sitting atop the National League standings with the best record. But back-to-back home runs has them down 1. 2-2 to Cain.
Ran into a pretty hot Marlins pitcher tonight. Urena was outstanding.
Cain had 2 hits off Urena. And that one is dumped into shallow center. A base hit for Cain. And here comes the Brew Crew. A leadoff single. Cain's 3rd hit of the game.
2 to center, 1 to right. Good speed at first base to tie it up. Has a slider, cutter, one of the 2, and he's able to stay on it long enough to dump it out there in the right. Actually out into center field. Good start to the 8th for Milwaukee.
Cain, a stolen base threat as well, has a bag tonight already. Christian Yelich, who is 1 out of 3, the former Marlin, returning back to Miami for the first time. Brewers trying to pick up their all-star reliever Josh Hader. Long pause from Steckenrider, and Yelich finally asked for it and is granted timeout.
They're trying to freeze Cain as much as he is trying to freeze Yelich.
Cain 6th in the league in stolen bases, carries the tying run. And Yelich a swing and a miss.
Steckenrider takes a while to get rid of it, but they got the equalizer behind home plate. Holiday. It's that breaking pitch going straight down. Good pitch.
It's a nasty slider, isn't it?
It is.
Disappearing slider. Yelich chops one to second base. A flip to the bag out there. Yelich too fast. And he'll beat it down the line. First out of the inning. Yelich reaches on a fielder's choice. Putout goes 4-6. Cain wiped off the bases. And here comes Jesus Aguilar. Just the man you'd want up in a spot like this. In the 4th inning, gave the Brewers a 2-0 lead on his National League leading 23rd home run of the year. That was to lead off the 4th. Powerball home run count. Can you ask him to do it one more time?
Yeah, they've been doing it all year, counting on him.
They are
Good
playing
speed at first.
Playing Aguilar extremely deep in the outfield, trying to cut off any base hit that would get down the line or through the gap.
That would be the only thing that would score Yelich, so you try to defend that as best you can.
One man out. Aguilar is 1 for 2. He's homered. He's walked tonight.
Trying to regroup after taking that fastball that ended up right down the middle.
Yeah, bothered him, didn't it?
It did.
He jumped out of the box.
Bouncing around. He's having a little meeting with himself.
No balls and a strike. Yelich goes. Aguilar takes it in the dirt, and Yelich will steal second. Picked the perfect pitch to run on, a breaking ball in the dirt.
2 stolen bases for the Brewers tonight. They lead the National League in that department. Now base hits to tie it. That's that slider. I mean, that's a nasty pitch, but awfully difficult to block. When you run on that pitch, pretty good chance you're going to be safe.
As deep as the outfielders are, and with Yelich's speed, any base hit that hits the grass in the outfield, he's going to score. 1 man out. Brewers down a run. Marlins got back-to-back homers off Josh Hader in the bottom of the 7th inning. Jesus, the Brewers' RBI leader, 3rd in the league in ribbies, coming in. He's got a big one to get out there right now. Lays off. Tough breaking ball on the count to 2-1.
Yeah, it looks like a fastball until it gets around the cut of the dirt. Goes straight down. Tough pitch to recognize.
There's a lot of turf out there between the outfielders and the infield. Massive outfield to start with. Yelich with a good lead at second. He's the tying run. Aguilar swing and a miss. 2-2 the count.
And with more the cutter going straight across as opposed to straight down.
Well, with 2 strikes, Aguilar can stake claim to some of the best hitting in the league. 276 average is 6th best. Look at the home runs. He's at 12 with 2 strikes,
including 2 yesterday.
Leading the National League in RBIs in 2-strike counts as well. He's got one. 2-2 pickoff play at second. Yelich is back. Yelich is ready to run. A lead single by Kane. Yelich reaching on the fielder's choice, and then a stolen base has him in position. 2-2 pitch. 3-2 now.
Or do they want to challenge him? First base open. Pretty good chance he's going to get another one of those cutters.
Although the hitter on deck, Travis Shaw, Steckenrider's down and in breaking ball is right in Shaw's wheelhouse too. That could be a good matchup for Travis. Let's see how aggressive they'll be. Steckenrider wants to start over. Full count. Aguilar takes a called strike 3. Took a fastball on the outside corner.
And perfect pitch. That is one heck of a pitch by Steckenrider. Fastball right on the edge. I think Aguilar thinking what I was thinking, that that cutter, maybe the slider, but caught that outside corner. Not a whole lot you do with that.
That is a big time pitch in a hot spot for Steckenrider. So 2 outs. It'll be up to Travis Shaw now. Travis is 0 for 3. And a swing and a line drive to right. That's down, a base hit. Here comes Yelich. Anderson's got a great arm. The throw not in time. Yelich scores. Travis Shaw to second base. It's an RBI single, and the Brewers quickly tie it up. A clutch 2-out hit by Travis Shaw.
Yep, they pull it out there on the first pitch that he sees, a fastball. Fastball down. He loves the fastball down and in. He hadn't seen too many lately. And he didn't waste it. A bullet out there. Couldn't have a better guy at second. Good speed. The throw from Anderson, a good one, but too late. And because of the throw into home plate, Travis Shaw now represents a go-ahead run.
Big hit for Shaw. Now Brad Miller at the plate. I think they're going to intentionally walk Miller. Yeah, Don Mattingly has a lot of respect for Brad Miller, does he not?
Yes, he does.
And he'll intentionally pass him here.
Not a bad guy to have up there, though. Hernan Perez, he's been swinging a hot bat.
Yeah, you're right.
Playing the percentages is Don Mattingly.
Mattingly made a pitching change for Brad Miller in the 6th inning, and now he walks him intentionally. And he's going to have the right-hander Perez hit against his slider specialist. Big spot for Hernan Perez. 1 out of 3 tonight. And that hit was a bullet into left center.
And had there not been 2 outs, that run would not have scored because, you know, Yelich was running on contact.
One ball, 1 strike on Perez. Got the call at the shortstop position tonight. He's played well there. Got a chance to give the Brewers the lead. They have tied it on a 2-out single by Shaw. Ground ball to short. Riddle will go to second, and that will retire the side. But the Brewers come off the deck. They give Josh Hader a reprieve. They picked him up. Travis Shaw with an RBI single with 2 outs, and we're all tied at 3. All right, thanks a lot, Dario. And we bring you back with a bunt single by Miguel Rojas.
Yeah, pretty good bunt right there. Not much you can do about that. Once he gets by Hader, that's an easy base hit. Hader falling off a little bit toward third, not able to get there, and infield single. Another leadoff base runner for the Marlins.
Rojas pinch hitting. Last 2 innings, the Marlins have put their lead man on. Had the home run by Castro last inning. They had a leadoff double to start this game.
That's the 5th time they've had their leadoff man on in the 8 innings played thus far. So Hader back to work, got a man on with Maben at the plate. That was a big pick-me-up by Travis Shaw in the 8th. 2-out RBI single to score Yelich, who had stolen second base to put him in scoring position. Going to be a last at-bat win for someone here tonight. Marlins coming off a win yesterday. They snapped a 14-game losing streak to the Washington Nationals with their win yesterday. Had 22 hits yesterday, and they backed it up with 12 tonight.
Just about every one of them coming on fastballs. So take heed. And tomorrow's starting pitcher for the Brewers, Yoeli Chacin, better have that good curveball working.
Miller Lite, what's on tap? Right back here from Marlins Park. Same time tomorrow. Airtime 5:30 in the Central Time Zone. Pablo Lopez against Yoeli Chacin. Tomorrow night, game 2. Brewers are trying to keep their winning ways going after a 6-1 homestand. That one just misses outside, ball 4. And now Hader in trouble again. 2 on, nobody out. An infield hit and now a walk. And Counsell is going to have to think about a move here. And I think they're out checking on Hader in a possible injury situation. Athletic trainer Dave Yeager is on his way. This won't count as a mound visit.
They must have saw something out there that they were not comfortable with.
He's saying he's fine. Counsell asking if he's sure.
Unusual for Hader to struggle like this.
That's Corbin Burns on the right, soon to be making his major league debut, and then Taylor Williams.
Maybe just how he has mound presence out there. Maybe a flinch here or there, and Greg Counsell just want to make sure that his lefty's okay.
Holiday at the plate. Hader could use a ground ball here. Holiday might be up there to bunt. He shows bunt and bunts it towards third. That's a good one. Shaw's only play is first base, and that is out number 1. It's a sacrifice for the Marlins catcher.
Heck of a bunt. I mean, ordinarily you're not surprised by a successful bunt, but these days,
especially with position players.
Position player dropping down a perfect bunt. They just saw Haley's Comet. Hey, beauty. They get the out at first.
Second and third, 1 away. And now Hader has a matchup in his favor with Derek Dietrich at the plate. Second at bat for Dietrich, came in defensively on a double switch. And a spot where Hader could use a strikeout. Dietrich facing Jeffress in the 6th inning, flew out to left. A ball and a strike. Inning started with a bunt single by Rojas, pinch hitting.
Pretty good numbers for Dietrich against lefties. That's not bad.
Infield is in. Brewers trying to cut off that run in a tie game. Dietrich foul, and it's 1 and 2.
A dangerous infield in, second and third. Flair scores 2, trying to cut off that run at third.
It's a spot where you have to trust a young catcher behind the plate, Jacob Nottingham.
Especially throw that slider. 1 and 2 count. Got to bury it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Derek Dietrich at the plate. Marlins threatening in the 8th. Oh, and an emergency hack, just able to foul it off.
Hader left it inside, giving him a chance.
Felt like he hit that one right out of Nottingham's glove almost. Look at that emergency swing.
Right, and you put that pitch on the outside corner, he's done. Just gave him a chance by putting it on the inside corner.
Do it again, another 1-2. Infield in on the grass. Two and two now.
Craig Counsell has a couple of right-handers up in the bullpen. You wonder if Hader gets by Dietrich here, what he's going to do.
He would face the 2 that went deep off of him in the 7th inning. 2-2 pitch and a swing and a miss, and Nottingham blocks it, puts the tag on him quickly to secure it. A strikeout for Josh Hader, out number 2 of this 8th inning.
Well, now you leave him in or you bring the right-hander in. And Williams and Burns, here comes Craig Counsell, and this is something we haven't seen much of this year. Good pitch down and away, good block by Nottingham, and that's going to do it for Hader. And he's going to bring in one of his right-handers.
They got the 2 young right-handers getting ready. So Hader will exit an inning and 2/3, giving up 2 runs. And it's going to be Taylor Williams to come in. A double switch coming for the Brewers. 3-3 game, 2 outs, Marlins threatening. In an outing. Tonight he gives up 2. It's only the 2nd time all year he's given up 2 runs. And he's hoping that is it, because his runners are on at 2nd and 3rd, and Craig Counsell is going to call on Taylor Williams to try to get through this 8th inning in a tie game.
Yep, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, 8th inning yesterday against the Braves. And Williams has been very good. He's got that good slider working. Be careful, first pitch fastball. Got first base open.
Starlin Castro at the plate. Castro hit the game-tying home run off Hader in an 11-pitch battle. Quite an at-bat for Starlin Castro. Saladino's on the other end of that double switch. He comes in for Perez to play short. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. And a pop-up. High pop-up. Who wants it? That is Aguilar calling. He's got it for the out. Inning is over. Taylor Williams does the job. Strands 2. Nottingham, Broxton, Saladino coming up in a 3-3 game.
Going into the bottom of the 7th, back-to-back homers by Castro and Brian Anderson, but then Travis Shaw delivers with a big hit to tie it. Taylor Williams stranding 2 on base. Josh Hader got Dietrich to strike out with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Our Badger Mutual Insurance plays of the game. And then a slider from Williams. Castro with a moonshot pop-up safely into the glove of Aguilar to end the inning. And the Brewers strand 2. And you gotta like how Craig Counsell played it aggressive here. There are not many games you would go get the ball from Josh Hader, but this was one of them, and Williams does the job.
Yeah, just didn't have the stuff that we expect out of Hader. But every now and then that's going to happen. So manager brings in the right-hander, gets the out as Bearclaw takes over here in the 9th. This guy had a shot to be in the All-Star game. 137 earned run average, 42nd appearance.
Facing Jacob Nottingham, the Brewers rookie catcher, who has 2 hits tonight. It is unlikely that Bearclaw will be in a Marlins uniform much longer. He is a hot name in the trade circuit right now.
That big fastball, slider to go with it. Pitched yesterday against the Nationals and threw up a scoreless inning.
Jacob Nottingham has a single and a double. Takes a ball. 2-1 the count on Nottingham. That single in the 5th inning was his first major league hit. Then he ripped one to left field down the line in the 7th for a double, his first career double. Two balls and a strike. 3-1 now. Nottingham showing a good eye.
See if he can get on and maybe see VR as a pinch runner.
Nottingham's got big power. Three balls and a strike. Full count now. Nottingham was on his way to a 20-homer season in AAA. Had 10 home runs in just 182 plate appearances. Missed significant time, about a month with a hamstring injury. Lead man up in the 9th inning in a 3-3 game. Nottingham swing and a miss. Bearclaw strikes him out with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yep, fell behind 3-1. Just said, you know what? Here it is. Hit a kid and able to get him on strikes right down the middle. Wasn't about to walk him.
Here's Keon Broxton. He came in for defensive purposes for Thames when the Brewers led 2-1. That was going into the bottom of the 7th inning. So first at bat here. Keon hitting in the 9 spot in the order. We'll have a pinch hitter due next, or rather Saladino will hit next, who came in on the double switch. And then you get into the Muscle and Kane and Yelich and Aguilar, and the Brewers just trying to give those hitters a chance in this 9th inning. One and one. Broxton right off the end of the bat on a hop out to second base. Castro for out number 2.
And he's got a good slider, no doubt about that. He throws it hard. He's got good break on it. He left that one up, and you know Broxton got a bat on it, but right off the end.
So 2 men are out, and it'll be Tyler Saladino, his first at bat of the night. Entered on the double switch last inning. With Lorenzo Cain on deck. Saladino up there with 2 outs. The Marlins in the 9th will have Anderson, Rojas, and Prado coming up. 2-0 the count on Saladino. Looking for one to drive here. And a swing and a miss. Just something about that fastball. It's got some finishing kick to it.
Yeah, the fastball up. I mean, that is a difficult pitch for a lot of hitters.
Saladino in the air. Playable for Anderson. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Bearclaw. He's had a lot of those this year. To the bottom of the ninth. Marlins are coming up. Brewers are hoping to turn this one into an extra inning game. After the Marlins go back-to-back with home runs from Castro and Anderson. Taylor Williams back out there. He was able to get out of a jam in the 8th inning, stranding 2 Marlins. And now he will have the 9th, and he will face Brian Anderson to start it, who has 2 hits tonight. He's hit the ball sharply all 4 times at the plate.
Man, this guy's an impressive player. Does a lot of things very well.
He gave the Marlins a lead with a first pitch homer off Hader last time up. And it was one of the longer home runs you'll see into the sculpture in left center. That is a bomb out of here.
First pitch fastball.
Williams started him with a slider. Fires another one in for strike 1.
Yeah, breaking pitch is huge against this group.
0-2 the count. I beg your pardon. Just got a piece, went back to the slider. Anderson right now, if the season ended, would be the Rookie of the Year in the National League. And if he keeps this pace, he is going to be a runaway Rookie of the Year. No balls, 2 strikes. He's a versatile player too. He began the season at third base. He's a second baseman by trade. But he has turned into an accomplished outfielder as well. Has one of the strongest arms in the league.
Yeah, you need a good arm in right field, particularly in this ballpark.
Williams has him in a hole, 1-2, and a swing and a foul out of play was late on a fastball. Taylor Williams has been pitching well, and he is pitching in a big spot right now. Tie game, 9th inning, 1-2 pitch. Had him out in front, a lazy fly ball into right. Broxton is there, and there is out number 1 for Williams.
Yeah, that big aggressive swing, looking good on fastballs, but defensive swing on the slider. Good pitch by Williams. You can't walk it across any better than that. Down and away. Easy fly ball.
A familiar face coming up. The pinch hitter is going to be Yadiel Rivera, former Brewer. Getting a chance in the big leagues with the Marlins this year. Rivera hitting in the spot that was originally occupied by Justin Bohr. Mattingly with a lead, with a 3-2 lead, took Bohr out to tighten up his defense. And here is Rivera against his old team and a lot of friends on that other side. If the Brewers can survive this 9th and get to the 10th, they'll have Cain, Yelich, and Aguilar coming up. Been a good game tonight. Well pitched, some timely hits.
Some real good defense.
The best of them all was a barehanded catch by Jesus Aguilar on a bad throw from Jeffress at a play at first. That'll be all over the highlight reels, you would think. 3 balls and a strike now on Rivera.
This is a guy certainly you need to hit his way on. He's always had issues at the plate.
High fly ball to center, routine for Cain. Williams comes back with his fastball yet at 97.
Put it on a tee on a 3-1 count. Rivera hitting about 200. Able to get the out. Good job by Williams to throw the strike.
2 outs in the inning. Williams giving the Brewers some key outs tonight. Needs 1 more. He's got Prado, who's 2 out of 4. Just coming back to the active roster, Prado last Thursday. And a 4-hit game yesterday. 2 more hits today. Remember, he lined out in the 3rd inning. Could have easily had 3 hits tonight. Ground ball to second. And Miller will take care of Prado to end the inning. 4 big outs by Taylor Williams. We're going to extra innings in Miami tonight. 3-3 game. Cain will start it, then Yelich, and then Aguilar. The Brewers trying to win this one in extra frames in Miami. Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by AT&T, official sponsor of Extra Innings. Marlins Park, Miami. Beautiful shot of downtown, right through the left field area, that vantage point. And we got ourselves a terrific ball game tonight on the East Coast. 3-3 game. We go to the 10th inning. It'll be Brad Ziegler in to pitch for Miami. Rivera is going to stay in to play third. That means Prado is out. And Ziegler is on. 44th game of the year.
Yeah, he's their closer. So as Yadier Rivera takes over at third base. Prado out. The side-arming Ziegler on here. 10 out of 11 for saves, and automatically thinking he's going to get a zero, maybe get a run. That's why you bring your closer in at home in a tie game late.
Lorenzo Cain's had a terrific night. His second day back, 3 hits. He drove in a run in the third. Put the Brewers on the board first tonight with that RBI single. That came with 2 outs. This is the 3rd consecutive at-bat he has led off an inning. And has singles in his prior 2 at-bats. Two and one to count on Lorenzo Cain. Down and in, ball 3.
You see the movement on it, not a whole lot of velocity, but he relies on the movement. Pitches going down in the zone, keeping the ball on the ground. And also throw a slider at you as well.
Three and one to Cain. Takes a strike. See the extra inning records this year. The Brewers playing in their 8th extra inning game. They've won 5. Way inside, ball 4. And now Cain is on, and Ziegler is a pitcher you can run on, and I'm sure Cain's going to be on the move shortly.
Yeah, that side arming delivery takes a while to unload. Cain already with a stolen base tonight.
If the Brewers can score in this inning, they have their closer, Corey Knebel, ready to go. Christian Yelich, lead man on. Cain, for the 3rd straight time, gets on to start an inning. And Cain slaps one to the opposite field, a base hit. Cain's going to turn and head to third. And he will make it. The throw goes to third. Now Yelich into second base.
Boy, what's going on out there? Derek Petrie, that throw's got to go to second base. Boy, a big mistake by the Marlins. Let's see if the Brewers can cash in on it. No excuse to throw that ball to third base. Good heads-up base running by Yelich. Fastball right on the edge. It was up, and you can see the shift. Riddle was playing up the middle. And why he throws to third, I have no idea. I mean, Cain's there easily, and now Yelich at second base.
And now a base hit could put 2 on the board. Yelich, smart base running, recognized that throw, makes it into second base. First 2 have reached. Aguilar at the plate. Infield is in for Miami. Milwaukee knocking at the door in the 10th inning. And Aguilar, a little half swing foul. Tried to check it. Jesus has homered tonight. He's walked. Made a great play defensively. Now he's got a chance to give the Brewers the lead in the 10th inning and keep this magical season going. He's trying to shoot one to right field.
Trying to stay on it. There he is with 2 strikes. Don't need to tell you how good he's been with 2 strikes. Keep voting.
Voting wraps up 3 p.m. on Wednesday. Aguilar is in the final vote. He is one of the 5 finalists. Not only does he have the best numbers of that group, he's got the best numbers of anybody in the All-Star game currently. 0-2 the count. And Aguilar strikes out. Big out for Ziegler.
Yep, gave the slider. Well, you wonder now, Manley is going to walk Travis Shaw to set up a double play. I think that would be the move at this point. I mean, Ziegler gets a lot of ground balls. That was a slider that time from Ziegler. Yep, they're going to put him on.
And so Shaw will reach. Shaw had the key 2-out hit in the 8th inning that tied the game. And here comes Brad Miller now. Bases loaded, 1 out. Mattingly's going to back his middle infielders up here. He's going to take a shot at turning a double play.
That's because his pitcher very proficient in getting ground ball outs.
Second and third, nobody out. Now turns into bases loaded, 1 out. Great speed at second and third for Milwaukee. And Miller, a ground ball. He got a chance to turn it here. It goes 6-4-3, and the Marlins get out of the inning. What an opportunity lost for the Brewers. Ouch. We go to the bottom of the 10th, still tied at 3. Score. We go to the bottom of the 10th now. It is a 3-3 game, and Counsell brings on his closer, Corey Knebel, who will try to get this game to the 11th.
Had him up. You better bring him in. I think it was. I think Counsell was figuring we're going to get at least one here. So get Knebel hot, ready to go. 25th appearance, 11 out of 13 in saves, 2-0 record. And Knebel last pitched on Friday against the Braves, picked up save number 11.
Brad Ziegler able to get a key double play off the bat of Brad Miller. Don Mattingly pushing all the right buttons tonight from that Marlins managerial seat.
Well, Miller hit it hard, but that's what Ziegler does. He gets ground balls.
Jonathan Villar will take over at second base. And it'll be JT Riddle to start the inning for Miami. Riddle, then Rojas, and then Cameron Maben. Lots of maneuvering going on right now for both managers.
And Brewers still have 4 relievers down in the bullpen.
Marlins have just 1 bench player remaining, Chad Wallach.
And the Brewers just have Kratz. Both of the other catchers still available.
2 balls, no strikes. JT Riddle at the plate, and Knebel misses badly. Brewers had a 2-1 lead going into the 7th with Hader on the mound. You were feeling pretty good about that scenario. But back-to-back solo homers, Castro and Anderson, gave Miami the lead. Milwaukee came right back, and a clutch RBI single by Shaw with 2 outs tied the game and scored Yelich. And that's where we sit, all even at 3. 3 balls, 1 strike on Riddle. Did he go? He did. 3-2.
Pretty risky, that curveball on 3-1. Got to chase it, couldn't hold up. Yeah, he did.
From 3-0 to 3-2. First batter face for Knebel. Little tapper. Aguilar is over, backhands it, and will get the out. Good work there by Corey Knebel.
Another curveball.
Coming back from 3-0 down, and he gets a weakly hit ground ball.
Yeah, fastball up in the zone, and then back-to-back curves to retire Riddle. That's a good pitch. It was a strike.
One away, and here is Miguel Rojas. Second plate appearance. Rojas bunted for a single in the 8th inning. Had a pinch hit bunt single. And Knebel lands the curve that time. Buckled his knees. When Corey gets the curveball over, he is almost unhittable.
Yeah, with the high fastball, the curveball for strikes. He's thrown 3 consecutive curveballs now.
Make it 4 straight. That one missed. Not by much. One ball, 1 strike. Play in the bottom of the 10th inning. And a fastball misses. 2-1 now on Rojas. Cameron Maben due next. Don Mattingly able to help his pitcher wiggle out of a jam in the 10th inning. A Houdini act by Ziegler. Two balls and a strike. 2-2. 98 with a fastball, his best one yet.
These guys getting fastball counts. They are very aggressive. That one off the outside corner.
Brewers clinging to a 1.5 game lead in the National League Central. They lead the Cubs. They're 3 up in the win column. They are even in the loss column. Now that hit him. Drills him on a 2-strike fastball. And that'll put the winning run on for the Marlins.
Got him on the hand, the top hand, I think.
So it's a base runner with 1 away on the hit by pitch. Hardly a reaction. Hit by a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Man,
glancing blow.
That's a tough kid right there. So here is Maben.
The Brewers are looking at it.
See Pat Murphy, the bench coach, saying it hit both.
Well, if it hits both, that means it's a foul ball. If it hits the bat and the hand, it's a foul ball.
They will ask for a review.
Maybe that's why Rojas didn't seem as though that ball hurt him too bad. Did it hit the knob of the bat? Doesn't look like he's really in any pain, does it?
Well, that was my reaction. When you don't react on a pitch like that, you're either the toughest guy in the world or it hits something else beside your hand. Not saying it didn't ricochet to hit the hand. I don't know if there's enough video to see it.
Right. Once it hits the bat, doesn't matter what it hits. It's going to be tough to overturn.
Well, they say it did hit him, so it is a hit batter.
So the winning run at first. Cameron Maben at the plate. Tough guy to double up right here. Maben does have a couple of hits. He's walked, been on 3 times. Has a stolen base tonight. Knebel doesn't get many ground balls. He's a strikeout fly ball pitcher. Fly ball pitchers love pitching in this ballpark. A lot of fly balls go to die here.
Yeah, you can make some mistakes. You keep them gap to gap. Down the line's a little bit different. Rojas has 5 stolen bases. He's been caught once.
Knebel is a pitcher that you can run on. One man out. Maben at the plate. Two and 0 now. Knebel falling behind the first 3 hitters.
Yeah, Maben in a definite fastball count, you would think, and this is where the Marlins can be pretty dangerous.
Two and 0 the count on Maben. 3-3 game here in the 10th. Runner goes, then stops. Maben takes ball 3.
And you worry a little bit too much about that base runner, and then you lose the strike zone. That one outside.
Walked him on 4 straight. And now it is the Marlins who threaten. Derek Johnson is on his way out, the pitching coach. As Knebel not missing by much, but issues a 4-pitch walk.
That was a pretty good pitch. Yep, could have been called, but wasn't.
Well, there was a missed call by Brian Gorman in the 7th inning that proved costly for the Brewers. Looked like Josh Hader had struck out Starlin Castro on pitch number 10. Didn't get the call. Pitch number 11 went over the fence to tie the game. So Brian Holiday at the plate now. The Miami catcher drove in a run with a sac fly in the 4th. Had a sac bunt in the 8th inning. He's walked tonight as well, so he is 0 for 1 for a long day of work. Runner takes off. Knebel doesn't see him. The throw to second. The tag not in time. That's a great play by Villar.
Oh boy, that ball could have easily ended up into center field. My goodness, good play by Jonathan Villar. And for the time being, saving the game for Milwaukee.
But now the winning run is at third base on the double steal. Watch this pickup by Villar. If this goes into center, it's over.
Well, he had the short hop and the runner to deal with, and good concentration to keep it in the glove.
Second and third, one away.
Everybody going to come in. Infield, outfield.
Best and most accurate arm in the outfield is in center with Kane. He's the National League leader in assists. Holiday had a sac fly in the 4th inning on a foul ball down the left field line. And good speed at third base. And Abel needs a strikeout. Well, the Marlins escaped a mess in the top of this 10th. Can Corey Knebel do the same? Run that matters is at third right now. Rojas carries the winning run. One away, bottom 10. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball up the middle, and that's it. The Marlins win it in walk-off style tonight. Brian Holiday with an RBI single, and the Marlins win the opener 4-3 in 10 innings.
Went with a curveball, left it up and down the middle, and just kind of bounced it into center field with the infield drawn in. The Brewers had their chances. Came up with a run, the Marlins able to do it, and they win the game.
And Brian Holiday with his 2nd RBI of the game. With JT Realmuto, their all-star catcher, away on paternity leave. It is the backup who delivers. Time now for Brewers Live. Let's check in with Dario Melendez. He is in our Fox Sports Wisconsin studios. Dario,